Again, Taylor Morales had a really nice game last week, 244 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing in that win over Heston. And, Hoisington, you always think about the big lineman, Leighton Hoffman, they're big linemen, but they also got Brody Fanningsfield, a Division I recruit who came in as a transfer from Russell. And so that gives Zach Baird, who's had a tremendous run as Hoisington's head coach, just some extra beef that he loves to run that power game that he runs. And then Scott City, you look at them, they had to kind of replace some of their backfield, but Caden Kaufman had a really nice game last week against Gray, Colorado, 138 yards and had 3 touchdowns. It's this is going to be a real physical game, probably going to be a pretty low-scoring game, but this should be a great test for both these schools.
That's going to wrap up this week's show. A reminder, each week, these 4 games we preview are voted on by the fans in a poll on kpreps.com, so be sure to go to kpreps.com early in the week to vote who you want to be previewed in the show. Special thanks to Matt Gilmore from kpreps.com. You can see all of his work on there. Plus, you can give at kpreps a follow on X for Friday night updates, plus weekly rankings. You can check out the scoreboard and a lot of other information at kpreps.com. You can also give Brent Maycock from Keisha Covered a follow at Brent Keisha. See his work on X. Plus, you can see the other Keisha Covered writers' work as well at KeishaCovered.com. Once again, for Matt Gilmore and Brent Maycock, I'm Sean Boston from Eagle Media Hutchinson. Thanks so much.
All right, welcome to another episode of this week's Coach's Show. Cody Eastis alongside head coach Brent Holting. As always, Coach, appreciate your time sitting down with me midweek. And you just said it, these always much more fun to do after a big win. The Greenbacks coming off of one of those Friday night, 41-0 the score against Halstead. Talk about the feeling of getting 1-1 in the ship.
Yeah, we challenged our kids last week. We talked a lot about we're going to play the game the right way. I told them in my version that you're going to play with your hair on fire. You're going to play really hard. Doesn't mean you're going to play perfect. We made a lot of mistakes, but we played hard Friday night. And, you take a team and, comparative scores are always an iffy thing. But them and Heston was 14-7, halfway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, going into that game.
Yeah, and they had their chances. I thought, in fact, they should have been up. And then I thought we put it to them. We scored 21 in the first, 35 in the first half. Scored a variety of ways, offensively, defensively, special teams, return, fumble return. So anytime you can get all 3 phases going, and we played really hard, that's what I was proud of. I thought it was a really good effort by our kids.
You mentioned scoring all 3 phases. I would say that game may have been one of the top games of seeing the bounce go our way if I hadn't seen the Owen Schmidt game last year.
Yeah, we were just talking about that tonight. Josiah hates talking about it. I'm like, it's Owen Schmidt week this week.
It is this week. It is. But back to that point, we said it in the booth a couple times. Usually you hope the bounces go your way is just a catchphrase or a saying. Friday night, literally the bounces going the Greenbacks' way. DeMuth with the big scoop after the failed punt by the Dragons, and then Morrell getting one on the defensive end as well, and just catching those in stride and heading for the end zone.
Yeah, and what you said, caught them in perfect stride. But again, that doesn't happen if they're not hustling to the football. Landon got a really good get-off on the punt. He would have had a chance maybe to block it. Got a really good get-off, and then Arlie got off the ball, shed a block, and was right there for the pitch to be put in the ground and pick it up and go. So I think when you play really hard, good things tend to happen to you. And I thought that's what happened to us Friday night.
Yeah, you could see it. A couple other things as far as total yards. Greenbacks finished with 343 total yards on the night. We mentioned touchdowns, but 6 total on the evening. Morrell finished with 2, DeMuth with 1, Liggett with 1, Poor with 1, and with 1, 289 yards on the ground, and it started with Creston Poor, that second play of the game, breaking that big 65-yarder, taking it to the house for his first rushing touchdown of the season. And talk about just that setting the tone for the game.
Yeah, Creston's getting more and more confident running the ball. He always tell me he's just such a strong kid. He's a good athlete, and what he really did there, all night I thought there were cutback lanes. We missed a few, but Creston did a great job vision-wise, cutting it back. And we talk about you cut it back, you get to second level, then you go hash the numbers the sideline. Creston did a good job of that, broke a couple tackles at the end, and I thought that, like you said, it was huge, set the tone for us for all night.
Yeah, it did, and then that's when turn around and get one of them defensive touchdowns, and it just snowballed from there.
And
you
then we
mentioned
got the kick.
the
It
kick,
bounced right to
Caleb
Caleb.
Strong,
Yeah.
right on that. Now, question in real time was that a called kind of pooch kick,
Yes.
kick
Yeah,
over, or was it just a missed kick that worked
Nope.
out perfectly?
No. Levi was great on that. I mean, that was perfect. He put it perfectly where we wanted it to go. We thought they were sagging off there, and we're like, we'll put it there. If nothing else, they'll fall on it, and they don't get a return, or maybe we get something. Levi kicked a perfect kick. Caleb did a great job of hustling down there, and that was big for us.
At Tebow, he was one of my notes. I think he would have been 6 for 6 on the night had I not jinxed him in the press box.
I heard that on the radio broadcast. It was that was
a
big time
rookie
jinx.
mistake.
Yeah.
I get called out on it every time I do it, and he was 5 for 5 up until that point and missed that one. But a great night kicking.
Well,
Let's not shine the spotlight on me. Let's put it back on Tebow
Right.
here. Had a great night kicking extra points.
No, he did. He's getting better and better in his leg. We talked about at the end of the game kicking a field goal just to practice it. But I'm like, man, we're up 41-0. That last when we went for it, when the running clock, I'm like, I don't want to kick a field goal here. And but we wanted to do it just to work on it and to give Levi a chance to kick a field goal because his legs getting better and better. We think he can go from 40 out. So it's another weapon for us. He's putting kickoffs a lot deeper. He's getting better and better at being able to aim where we put kickoffs, and that's a big deal when you can place them. So Levi's a weapon for us.
You talk about weapons. On Friday night, the ground game, one of the weapons for the Greenbacks, 289 yards on the ground. Liggett leading the way with 19 carries, 125 yards, and that one touchdown. To me, it looked like the focus on Friday night was we're going to play physical. We're going to run between the tackles, and we're going to emphasize that to show we can play some physical football coming off of that Hoisington
You know me
game.
well. Right. And the kids know, as we talked about, I'm like, guys, what do I hate worse than anything like soft football? I'm like, yeah, I don't like soft. And I don't like that term lobbed around. And we challenged them all week. And, I told them all week it was one of those. And I was really proud of our kids. It was, all of our kids. I told them at the beginning of the week, if we don't think you're playing with your hair on fire, you're not playing physical, you're playing soft, we're going to send you to run a pull. If you do it again, you're going to run two. You do it again, and so we're going to get the message that we're going to play football the right way. We're going to play it with passion, intensity, and it's one of those. I said at the end of the week, it was either going to be they were going to be like, forget this guy, all right, we're done with this, or we were going to respond. And I was really, really proud of our kids and how they responded.
Yeah, it looked like they responded really well Friday night. Some other numbers on the ground there. We mentioned Poor, his 2 carries for the 75 yards and a touchdown. Titus also picking up 4 carries, 31 yards, and Morrell another touchdown on the ground along with Barker, round out the 6 there. We mentioned Barker leading the team again in tackles tonight, had 14 against Hoisington, really making a name for himself there at that linebacker position, anchoring down the Greenback defense.
And his birthday today, right? Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Kyler. No, Kyler's doing a great job. His instincts are fantastic. He's just got, and he does a good job of knifing in there. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's quick. He's done a great job everywhere. He's running well. He tackles really well when he gets there. He's a really sure tackler. But his instincts are really, really good. We try to put Kyler in spots where he can go flow to the football because he reads really well, and he's done a good job these first 2 games of getting there and then finishing tackles once he's there.
You always talk about with this offense that it's got wrinkles we haven't seen yet or that are in the playbook that haven't been brought out. Friday night saw a few of those. One, the I formation. We saw Liggett backed up in the I formation. And another one that wasn't confirmed until after the game when you text me that Josiah Schmidt did carry the ball in that ball game. Talk about a couple of those wrinkles that were thrown in Friday night.
Yeah, we want to have some fun with that. Josiah's been begging me for a carry, but then he didn't break any tackles. So we've been teasing him that we're going to give it to someone else next time. No, the I formation, we thought maybe we could do some stuff. The pistol, we thought we could do some stuff, play action out of it, get Cade rolling downhill a little bit. They know who we're going to snap to then. They know some things we're going to do. But also I thought, unfortunately we had a couple, when it's new, we had a couple miscommunications one time. The only time we had to punt, we were supposed to roll one way, we rolled the other way, and we had a flood concept. And unfortunately, it's the plays you do that when you have one guy wide open running for what would have been a touchdown. It's just the first time you break anything out. We had that. I thought we did a couple. We spread it out a little more. Did a bubble. Did a bubble go. We had a guy wide open on that one, missed him. We want to do some of those things to where defenses can't just load up on us. on the run. We know we're going to run. We know we're going to be physical. But if we can complement it with that, and then getting them to thinking, getting our guys moving, getting our athletes out in space a little bit this year, that's what we want to do. And we try to throw a few in every week, as much as the kids can handle and still play fast.
You talk about some of your athletes. One of the standouts for the Greenbacks this year, senior Arlie Morrell. Kind of a neat thing Friday night, his tight end coach from Colorado State, where he's committed at that ball game. Talk about just that a little bit, that atmosphere, and kind of how that is as a head coach and your other players to see that, to have a player on that stage where you've got the D1 coach coming to the ball game. Just not something that schools this size experience too often.
The funny thing is Coach Chestnut, he's a really good guy. He came in and he got in about 1 p.m. and kind of hung out in my office and talked football. Right now they can't contact, so he couldn't talk to Arlie, but he just wanted to come. We talked for a while. He was incredibly impressed with Pratt. He's like, man, it's a small school. Your guys' atmosphere is awesome, and your crowd, and so that was a lot of fun for him to see Zerger. I think it's something our kids can look up to. I mean, when you see, hey, man, we're Pratt, but we got opportunities everywhere. And you got a coach like that coming in, standing on your sidelines. It juices all of our other kids up because they know, a coach from a Division I school is there. So it's just a lot of fun to be a part of. And again, Arlie's work has earned all of that. So just super proud of him. And the hard work has paid off that he's put in. But it's really fun. It's a neat opportunity for everybody in the program.
Yeah, just neat to see. Like I said, all the years have been around. Haven't seen that too often, a player of that stage, and well-deserved for Morrell. So fun to see how the rest of the season plays out for him. Time to hand out some awards. See, again, if ours matched yours, we had a few one vacant again, but I think we erred on that, just not seeing it in real time. Right. We'll start with our Timish Electric player of the game. We gave that one to Morrell. He was the only Greenback with multiple touchdowns, had the rushing and the defensive. That kind of set him apart in our eyes when it came to tiebreaker with all those other Greenbacks that were in the touchdown column. Mead Lumber hit stick of the week. We didn't see one in real time. And then after the game, though, I do remember Gavin Roop having a big one. And you told me, though, there was some on the kickoff that we might not have seen from the booth. So talk about those.
Yeah, Sebastian Beach got our hit stick of the week. I mean, he twice he brought the boom on kickoffs, and he loves contact. I told the kids, and we were talking about it today, he was pretty excited. Sebastian, day after day, is our most physical kid. I mean, he's a hitter. He loves to hit. You've been around the game long enough. You see people that just have that knack for hitting people, and he's one of those guys. So he was pretty excited to get that, and it's going to be one of those kids are going to have to fight to get it away from him every week because he's going to go for it every week.
Okay, well, apologies to Sebastian for us missing that one in the booth.
Offensive player of the game, I thought he hit the hole really, really hard. Thought he did some good things and controlled the game when we needed a first down. There are a couple times, 3rd and 4th and short, that we missed a couple of times blocking. He powered through. I thought Cade Liggett had a good game. We gave him the offensive player of the game. Defensive player of the game, we moved him. We had him interior last week and thought just his strength and physicality on the edges with what they like to run. Josiah Schmidt, I thought, had a fantastic game defensively. He just crushed everything down. They had a really hard time running his way. He manhandled the guy across from him. So we thought just from a holistic standpoint, I know it's easy to look at the stats stuff. I thought Josiah had an excellent game defensively. Special teams was Landon with the fumble return.
Yeah.
That was big for us. Could have very easily been Levi or Caleb as well. Both had great games. And then scout team player of the week was a kid who's really, really grown. You saw a little bit, he completed a pass, had a couple good runs towards the end of the game, but Kristen Ciccone is really coming on, works his butt off every day in practice, and he's really becoming a really good football player before our eyes. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do the next few years.
And that's something we always seem to touch on it at some point in the season. Those younger players, once they're able to get in and get some varsity minutes in a ball game like that where the varsity's kind of got it sealed up, got it locked up, then you can get those younger guys in there in those varsity reps, and, man, they just prove to be invaluable.
Oh, huge. I think any time. And, there's nothing more fun than when – you got a shutout or whatever, and the kids, they know my wife cooks some victory cookies every week.
I was going to ask what the shutout tradition was.
Shutout is breakfast, so Coach Miller brought him breakfast this morning to film. So those kids get excited, and they're hanging on pins and needles, and they're coaching the heck out of the young kids that are in there, making sure they don't score a touchdown and making sure we don't we do things the right way.
Yep.
So that's always fun. And like you said, the more you can get those kids experience and just with the crowd, with everything there, it just benefits you in the future.
Yeah, just live reps that you can't simulate. Big game coming up Friday night against longtime rival Larned. As we move on to it, you mentioned it, the Owen Schmidt week as the game he had last year. But that was last year. This is this year. Every year you got to prepare like it's a new year. And last year's ball game, heavily in Pratt's favor, 70-0 that score. But this year, how you got the kids prepared for this longtime rival that it doesn't matter the year or the score previously. You always put something extra on longtime rivals, whether it's Larned or Hoisington, not Kingman anymore, but there's always those rivalry games that have been long-standing games, and Larned definitely one of them.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Larned now is our longest-standing rival. We know that. We put a lot into this game. We know that they're going to try to do everything they can to beat us. That it makes their season. You know, if they would beat Pratt, luckily for us, they haven't in a few years. But they're big up front. They've got some speed. They've got some height at a receiver. A quarterback throws it well. They run a lot of different things. They're one of those teams you have to be prepared for because they run a multitude of formations and sets and things they like to do, from spread to option to power game. And then defensively, a lot of different looks, whether 2 high, 1 high, no high safeties. They mix up coverages. They'll mix up fronts, walks people down. So it's one of those games that we're really going to have to communicate, which I really like those games early in the season. Force you to communicate, force you to pay attention, to read stuff pre-snap, and then hopefully be able to take advantage of stuff that they're giving us.
Coach, well, always appreciate your time. Looking forward to a good matchup Friday night. We'll see you then, and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Brent Holting.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the time you drive off the lot, we're here to make sure you're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback Athletics.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physicals, and is accepting new patients and walk-ins. Open Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays, from 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Call 620-388-3086 today. That's Grace Clinic and Urgent Care, caring for your family close to home.
The quarterback counts on his O-line for protection in the pocket. In Pratt, you can count on me, Jamie Roach, your Farm Bureau agent, to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. We are here to handle all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies. Talk to me, Farm Bureau agent Jamie Roach, today. We can help protect what matters most.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Clear, comfortable vision is one of life's greatest blessings. At Maydew Tebow Optometry, Doctors Troy Maydew, Seth Tebow, and Andrew Peaster are committed to helping you maintain healthy eyes and clear vision. Prevention and early intervention are the keys to your eyes, providing that clear and comfortable vision your entire life. Regular comprehensive eye examinations are essential in identifying conditions that can damage your sight. Call us at Maydew Tebow Optometry for an appointment today, or visit us at maydewtebow.com.
It's game day for the Greenbacks.
Greenback Nation, it's Friday night. That means the countdown to kickoff starts now.
Picks it off at the 30-yard line and has some room to run.
Touchdown, Greenback. And Arlie Morrell in the backfield again. Greenback team led by senior Preston Poor, coming off of a 1,000-yard season.
25 to the 40, the 35-30. Morrell still on his feet at the
25-yard line. And we've seen different versions of this offense throughout the past couple years. This year, expect some fireworks.
Man, wide open down the field. Caleb Strong at the 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown, Caleb Strong.
I've said it before. There's something special about Durger Field.
Buckle up, folks. The countdown to kickoff here on Thunder Country starts now.
Welcome to the Doug Ray Chevrolet pregame show here in Larned, Kansas. As always, I'm Cody Easton alongside Kelly Simon on the call for you tonight, and Logan McAllister behind the scenes on the stats. Greenbacks travel up north today to take on the Larned Indians in a big Week 3 matchup after righting the ship last week against the Dragons of Halstead. The Greenbacks 1-1 coming into this ball game and come to the beautiful Earl Roberts Stadium here in Larned, Kansas. The Indians looking to pick up their first win. Kelly, there's not much more history between two teams than when you look down the record books of this Larned and Pratt matchup.
No.
Give us the tale of the tape on these two teams.
Certainly, you hit it on the head. Big rivalry game for Pratt. Larned hasn't won a lot of games in the last 25, 30 years of that rivalry, but the rivalry goes back to 1941 is what I came up with. 83 meetings. I got it at Pratt 55, Larned 26 with 2 ties. Obviously, there's a little play in there, as we always say, but go way back with these two teams. There was only a 2-year period in 2010 and 2011 we didn't play. We've played every year ever since that 1941 all the way to present day. So lots and lots of history.
I believe Kingman, the only other school more matches against on the football field than Larned. It comes to the history book and the two schools.
Years ago, Larned and Pratt was a little more intense rivalry. The last 20, 30 years, Pratt certainly had the better end of it. They've won a couple games against us, gave us a couple of decent matchups at other times. Last 4 or 5 years here has just been all Pratt. I expect a little more of that tonight, but you never know. We are in Larned, Kansas, and it's their homecoming, so I'm sure they're ready to come out fighting.
And it should be a good game, at least for the Greenbacks. See what they can do. Righted the ship last week, we mentioned, to improve to 1-1. They started the season off with that tough road game in Hoisington, where they faced a very good Hoisington team, and then opened up the home part of the schedule last week, where they came away with that 41-0 win against the Dragons of Halstead. It was a big game for the Greenbacks, and talking with Coach Holting midweek, he talked about physicality was the emphasis in that Halstead game, and you could see it in the play calling and the style of play that the Greenbacks ran. Ended up with 343 total yards in that game for the Greenbacks, 289 of those on the ground, and most of it in between the tackles. Coach Holting wanting to send a message to his team and the rest of the opponents on this schedule that that Hoisington game may have been a fluke. We're going to get physical, and they did it last week. Leading the team for the Greenbacks, Liggett, he had 19 carries, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, just a sophomore, and the Greenbacks expect a big season out of him, and we expect a big game out of him tonight as well.
Yeah, that was a great win for Pratt last week. Kind of get back up on that horse after we kind of got bumped around a little bit. It wasn't in week 1, as we said, kind of a newer team for Pratt, some learning pains there, and to come back out in week 2 and really get a win against Halstead in fashion that was we're going to come out and do this every week, and I think you're going to see more of it here tonight. And Larned, as you said earlier, 0-2 on the season, has a loss to Smoky Valley, has a loss to Hillsboro. Not a lot of players even on their sideline at the moment here, but we're ready for a good football game.
Yeah, it should be, and the atmosphere, a great one here at Larned. We had the plane fly over at the end of the national anthem, just had the cannons going off as the Indians came out onto the field. The Greenbacks still making their way out onto the field in a different uniform combo tonight, mixing up the green and the white as they've got the green bottoms and the white tops. Haven't seen that combo yet on the road for the Greenbacks. You mentioned that Indian offense and the team as a whole, Kelly. It's an offense that has struggled so far to this point in the season, only put up 6 points through their 2 games. You mentioned the 6-8 loss to Smoky Valley in week 1, and then followed it up with a shutout in week 2, falling 35-0 against Hillsboro. And after the Greenbacks were able to pitch that shutout last week against Halstead, this looks like a game that the Greenback defense should be able to come out and be dominant in.
Yeah, I would expect Greenback defense to give Larned trouble all night. I really expect Pratt to to run at will in this game, and I think you'll see Coach Holting probably try some passing that want to see in a game time situation. But you got to take care of business first, and we gotta get the lead and get the game under control before we get any of that done.
And that is so true in rivalry games like this. No matter what you think about a team coming into it, you still got to play 100 miles an hour from the opening kickoff until the final whistle, because you never know how games with teams with this type of history, just how it's going to shake out. And the Greenbacks, they come up here thinking it might be a win for them, but there's a lot of football to be played before that's determined. And you can bet this Larned team going to put up a good fight against these Greenbacks.
For sure. I don't think they're going to give us any points just for showing up. So we'll have to earn them all.
Making their way out to the field now for the Indians. Number 7, Luke Crable. Number 21, David Colglazier. Number 13, Grady Pinkston. And number 52, Michael Wilder. For the Greenbacks on the opposite side of the field.
13.
As we got numbers there. Number 13, Cameron Cox out at midfield. Creston Poor, Arlie Morrell, and see who that 4th captain is. They changed them up each week, and it looks like
it's got a 1.
I can tell if that's 51 or 61. 51 would be Leon Ramos, the senior. I'm going to assume that's Leon Ramos out there. So the 4 captains for the Greenbacks taking care of the coin toss duties. And as always, the great Bill Ray out there getting pictures of every moment. Cannot say how much Greenback Nation appreciates all the time that Bill Ray puts into capturing the moments of the players and the fans. Just want to give a special thank you to him. Only minutes away from kickoff here. See how the coin toss shakes out. When we come back, it'll be Greenback football here in Larned, Kansas.
This is Terry from Gatlin Meckler's Pharmacy. On display in our pharmacy is a nice assortment of over-the-counter items and a wide array of medical supplies, which includes knee scooters, walkers, canes, and bathroom items. We bill Medicare for respiratory supplies and immunizations. Our preferred pricing on prescriptions will get you through the door, and our customer service will get you to come back. Be sure to stop in today and see us on Country Club Road in Pratt.
Uh-oh, that's a sound no one wants to hear. Pratt Glass has been helping homes and business owners with everything glass for over 80 years. Whether your business suffered a break-in over the weekend or you're needing to replace old leaky windows, and they also offer automotive glass repairs, automotive details, screens, dragging door adjustments, residential window replacement, storefronts, and 24-hour commercial residency service. Pratt Glass, 210 South Jackson in Pratt, 620-672-6463, or see prattglass.com.
Welcome back to Earl Roberts Stadium here in Larned, Kansas for Week 3 action on this beautiful Friday night. 82 degrees as the sun sets here, and the boys, boy, they're going to get a great night of football. The Greenbacks won the toss and deferred. It will be the Indians who receive to start this ball game. And Tristan Regan on the kickoff for the Greenbacks. Levi Tebow, who had a great night last week in the extra point, also had a well-placed pooch kick, turned into an onside recovery for Caleb Strong, and it'll be Tebow to get this game started. And we are underway. A deep kick by Tebow on the far sideline. Takes a Greenback bounce, touched on the far side by Regan. And bounces out of bounds, and what an early break for the Greenbacks here. Regan tried to reach out and get a hand on it, and the ball deflected and will be out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
That's one way to start your team off.
Indians will have to start this game off with their backs against their own end zone. Not a position you want to be in on the opening possession. Greenback defense will be looking advantage of this as both teams come out on the field now. The Indians in their all black home, the orange numbers, the orange stripe down the black helmet, and the Greenbacks once again in that green and white combo, the green bottoms and the white tops with the green caps. The ball going to be spotted on the far hash. Again, the 1-yard line is where they will start this possession after the kickoff, tipped out of bounds by Regan. And the Indians got to give themselves some breathing room. A man in motion, the give up the middle, the dive. Miller after the handoff. Colglazier, the ball carrier, gets a little bit of room out of there, maybe a gain of 2.
It's not a bad play on first down there for Larned. You know, when they make a mistake like that on the kickoff and pin themselves on their own 1 yard line. I mean, to get 3-4 yards on that first play to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone.
It has to be positive. And that time the Indians able to get it out to the 5 yard line, so a 4 yard pickup. Again, you'll see Miller under center a lot in this offense. Cole Glazier, the lone back in the backfield. Once again, the veer up the middle. Cole Glazier trying to move the pile, but the Greenbacks not budging. It'll be no gain on second down, and we'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Indians. Greenbacks trying to do their best to keep them pinned back as far as they can and take advantage of that starting field position.
Larned going to the south here with a slight southern wind, so if Pratt could force a punt, you got to believe that we're going to start this next possession with really good field position.
Indians going left, right on your radio dial. Now come out in a 2-by-1 formation. Twins here to the near side. Zev Cox split up in the hash. Once again, Miller under center. Sends Lang in motion. Going to drop back, has some time, puts the ball up in the air, and tracked down by Hudson Titus, picked off at the 38-yard line for the first turnover of the game, and it comes on a 3rd and 6. And it'll be Greenback ball after the Hudson Titus interception. Looked like a center fielder on that play, tracking one back deep to the warning track.
Good play there by Titus. You know, from Larned's standpoint, that was an incomplete pass. They're going to punt that ball anyways, and out of their own end zone, coming out to about the 37. That's probably about as good a result as they were going to hope for out of that situation anyways. So we'll see how long it takes the Pratt offense
it'll be
to
Greenback
go to work
ball.
here.
Their offense coming out on the field for the first time with 10:29 to play here in the first quarter after the Hudson Titus interception. Poor setting up in the backfield. Twins to the far side. Liggett here on the numbers near side. Poor going to drop back, look Liggett's way. He's open if the throw's there, just over his hands on the wheel route.
Had a step.
Poor had time there and had a step. Liggett did on the defender. Just didn't put it on the mark. Had he put it there, you're looking at 6 points on a one-play drive for the Greenbacks.
Mason Miller on the coverage for the Indians. It's 2nd and 10.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Greenbacks after the incomplete pass. We'll see how creative Coach Holting and this Greenback offense gets tonight. Now Liggett back in the backfield, stands to the right of Poor. Snap goes to Liggett, back to Titus on the counter play, trying to cut it up the middle. Not much there, a gain of only 2. Brought down by the interior of the Larned defense. David Cole Glazier on the tackle. 10:06 to play. Greenbacks looking at a 3rd and 9 in Larned territory. They're on the right side of the field. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Third and 7 attempt here. Liggett going to keep it himself. Goes right side, has a hole, cuts it back, and runs over a defender. Grady Pinkston there to make the tackle, but he took the brunt of it as Liggett lowered his shoulder.
Grady Pinkston on the tackle for the Indians.
So with 9:30 to play, Greenbacks looking at a 4th and 1, and this has got to be 4-down territory here for the Greenbacks. No need to punt.
I don't think there's any doubt about
Indians half of the field. Everybody packed in tonight. Snap to Liggett. He'll follow the blockers right side. Has enough for the first down. Legs still turning, and he's finally brought down after a 5-yard pickup, and it'll be enough for a Greenback first down.
It was a good hard run by Liggett there. There wasn't a lot of room off that right side, and he made contact kind of near the line of scrimmage and drove forward for 2 or 3 yards there to pick up that first down.
Yeah, big 3 yards, needed 1, got that and a few more, so that'll bring a fresh set of change. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the Indians' 25-yard line. Greenbacks trying to work off of that early Hudson Titus interception with 8:42 to play here in the first quarter. And a whistle pre-snap. Indians going to take a timeout and talk about their defense. We'll take our first break with them and be back with more Greenback football here on Thunder Country.
Are you interested in building a new home or remodeling your current one? If so, give J.A. Knight & Sons a call today. This is Chase Golly with J.A. Knight & Sons, and we are the area's premier general contractor and have been serving the Pratt and surrounding area for over 50 years with superior quality and attention to detail. We specialize in high-end residential and commercial construction and have now expanded our services to include pre-engineered metal buildings. J.A. Knight & Sons is a proud supporter of Greenback Athletics and would like to help turn your next dream into reality.
Mead Lumber in Pratt is looking better than ever. Stop by and see our brand new renovations with the same friendly faces you know and trust. Whether you're tackling a big project or just need supplies for the weekend, Mead Lumber has you covered with quality products.
Welcome back, Greenback football, and a pass just over the hands of Caleb Strong. We're trying to take a shot down the hash mark and just overthrows him. So 8:33 to play. That'll stop the clock, and 2nd and 10.
Strong had a nice step there again. Poor just a little long on the throw. Just probably get him settled down here. He'll start connecting on some of those.
Just not used to having that much time back there when he sets up in the pocket. Last 2 attempts we've seen plenty of time, just hasn't been able to find his mark. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Greenbacks after the incomplete pass. Now Liggett will come out on the near hash.
Tapping his helmet, calling for it.
When you like to see that one-on-one matchup if you're the play caller for the Greenbacks. Snap to Poor, the handoff to Titus, ball on the ground, and the Indians come away with it, still on his feet, and whistle signaled.
See that?
Boy, let's see how this shakes out here.
They're calling that an incomplete pass, I think, but it was a handoff, wasn't it? I don't know. For Pratt if they don't give this to Larned. That appears in his hands.
And he got hit as soon as he tried to accept the handoff. Ball came out into the hands of the linebacker for the Indians. And the Eagles going to get together and talk this one through. Replay of a down. What was the
I think he called and whistled. Did I hear that? No? Oh, that is a huge break for Pratt on that play there, because Larned had that ball in their hands going the other way.
Yeah, and he got through that first line of the Greenbacks thinking he had a shot to the end zone, and then the whistle. Boy, the Indians not catching a break there in this hometown crowd.
They let them know, didn't they?
Not a fan of that call, understandably. Poor going to drop back again, looking up the hash, this time for Strong. Can't put it on the mark. It was. You had Caleb Strong running that far hash up the middle of the field, trying to split the Indian secondary.
Just a shade long again. We're getting closer.
That a little bit better. Would have been tough to thread the ball in there, but the incomplete pass will bring up 3rd and 10. Crowd still
kind of grumbling.
Previous call, so now it's Morrell coming out near side, who will pick up the one-on-one coverage. Tristan Reed, 6'6" Morrell. See if the Greenbacks take advantage of it. Poor drop, looking Liggett's way on the hash, has him. Touch Greenbacks. Boy, 3rd time's a charm. 25 yards from Poor to Liggett. This time went the near hash instead of the far hash that they tried the 2 attempts prior, and connect Poor to Liggett with 8:13 to play to put the Greenbacks on top 6-0.
A lot of air action tonight, yeah.
Last week we saw the Greenbacks really put an emphasis on the ground game. Tonight, early it appears, the emphasis through the air. Tebow on for the extra point, kick up and good, and the Greenbacks lead at 7-0 midway through the first quarter here from Thunder Country.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
At Timish Electric, and efficient electrical services. Our team of skilled and certified electricians is dedicated to providing top-notch service for all your electrical needs. From residential, commercial, or industrial needs, we ensure your electrical systems are safe, reliable, and up to code. Contact us today at 620-672-9334 to schedule a consultation. Timish Electric, proudly serving Pratt and the surrounding areas electrical needs for over 25 years.
Welcome back to Larned, Kansas, after the Greenbacks put together a 7-play drive, 39 yards and 2:16 time of possession. It'll be Tebow to kick off deep into the hands of Regan. This time has some running room and comes near the 30-yard line after a good return. A little more breathing room for the Indians, but let's go back to that first drive there by the Indians that resulted in the touchdown that has them on top now 7-0. We said it. It looks like the focus early on here is let's attack the passing game. We've seen some one-on-one coverage from the Indians out there to try to pick up some of the Greenback athletes, and that's a mismatch that I feel like the Greenbacks can take advantage of.
Absolutely. I expected to see Coach Holting use that a little more this week because we're going to need that passing game as we start facing some teams down the road that have a little more to fight back against. So
it'll be Miller under center to open up this second possession. The give to Cole Glazier, trying to go right side. Nothing there. A gain of, they're going to give him 3 yards as he was able to move the pile forward. We'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Indians. And you still got to go back to the way that the Greenbacks kept that possession alive, that inadvertent whistle that you don't see very often on a big play.
Yeah, with a fumble and a scoop and a Larned defender going back the other direction, blown dead, redo the down.
And now if you're Coach Keith for the Indians, you've got to calm your players down from that and realize, hey, you got to get back in the game. You can't focus on that. So 7:30 to play here in the first. It's the Indians' ball, down 7-0. Miller coming near side, going to run the option. Pitch out wide to Kobe Lang, and nothing there as the Greenback defense swarms him. It'll be no gain on the play. Good job.
Slow develop and pitch there from Larned. They really didn't get around that edge very fast. Gave Pratt's defense plenty of time to flow into that play.
Good job by the Greenbacks to stretch that out. Miller forced to pitch it, and Lang nowhere to really go with it as far laterally as he caught that ball. The clock continues to wind here. 6:50 to play in the first, and a big 3rd and 8 here for the Indians if they want to keep this play and this possession alive. Splits to both sides for the Indians. Twins here on the near side. Miller, empty backfield out of the shotgun, will send Lang in motion. Now going to run the option to the far side. Tracked down, though, by the Greenbacks. Luke Gatlin sniffed that one out early and chased it down in the backfield for a loss of 5.
Good job by Gatlin to flow downhill there from his linebacker position. He flowed downhill and hit that play in the backfield before it could get started. Going to bring up a Larned punt here.
It'll be the first punt that we see of the night. It'll be Cooper Rasmussen back deep to punt for the Indians as the Greenbacks send Caleb Strong and Cameron Cox back deep to return. Snap good. A Greenback in there for the block in the hands of Morrell, and he'll catch it on the fly and run it in. Another defensive touchdown from Arlie Morrell, picking up right where he left off last week. What a play. The block, I didn't catch the number on the defender that came flying in for the block, and it was the trailing Morrell then. Once again, a Greenback bounce falls right into his hands, and the Greenbacks on top 13-0 after the 27-yard return from Morrell. So the Greenbacks out quick in this ball game. Tebow on for the extra point to try to add one more, and a great kick from Tebow through the uprights, and the Greenbacks lead at 14-0 after the Indians go 3 plays and have the punt blocked into the hands of Morrell. We'll be back with more Greenback football when we return.
For your fine dining experience, be sure to stop at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt, Western Kansas's premier steakhouse for over 50 years. They'll serve you the best with their friendly, attentive staff and home-cooked meal you desire. Also offering a full range of entertainment with live music and karaoke weekend nights. So come for food and stay for fun at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt. Open 7 nights a week.
This is Chris with Car Auction Real Estate. We've been proudly moving assets since 1965 with locations in Pratt and Larned servicing the surrounding counties.
Jamie here with Car Auction and Real Estate. While our marketing strategies clearly stand out, we stand strong on our principles of integrity, transparency, and reputation in our industry.
Whether it be buying, selling, auction, or appraisal needs, look us up online at carauction.com.
Good luck and go Greenbacks.
Welcome back to Larned, Kansas. Tebow on the kickoff after the defensive touchdown from Arlie Morrell. Another special teams touchdown for this Greenback defense after Cooper Rasmussen set back to punt, trying to flip the field, and the Greenbacks take advantage of it with some pressure in the backfield, and Morrell picks up his first touchdown of the ball game.
It's one last week too, right?
Had a defensive touchdown.
Score 2 weeks in a row for Morrell.
On the punt last week, it was Landon DeMuth who was able to get back there and take advantage of a high snap. Picked up another perfect bounce, able to run it in for 6, and Morrell doing it nearly the same situation, same distance this week. So 5:46 to play. It'll be the Indians' offense back on the field. Greenbacks lead it 14-0. Miller will set up under center. Cole Glazier in the backfield. Quad formation here, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side, and they'll send Cox in motion. Miller going to quick drop, now rolling out, pressured by Morrell, and has to get back there early, really putting the pressure on Mason Miller.
That was good athleticism from Morrell to get off the block and not let him set his feet, because a Larned receiver did release there, and he was fairly open. If he doesn't have to rush that throw a little bit, they probably turn it into some positive yards there.
So that will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Indians after the incomplete pass. 5:38 to play here in the first quarter. And now a conversation. Was there a flag on that play there, Kelly? A conversation out of
They're
midfield.
Going backwards 5 yards.
An illegal man downfield on the Indians. Will put 5 yards in favor of the Greenbacks. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Indians now after that incomplete pass and the penalty assessed. Once again, a spread formation here for the Indians. 2 by 2, Cole Glazier in the backfield, Miller under center. Send Cox in motion, and the give to Cole Glazier. Nowhere to go in early on the tackle for the Greenbacks. Like Adrian Tresner, Josiah Schmidt, a couple other Greenbacks. Leon Ramos in there.
Going to bring 5:22 left in the first quarter. Pratt leading this one 14-0.
That defense, the front of it, led by August Deed, Sebastian Beach, Josiah Schmidt, Arlie Morrell. See Madden Wilson in there. Really played great these last 2 weeks. 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 2nd and 14 for the Indians. Twins to the near side, Miller under center. And ball on the turf. Miller has to pick it up. Going to still run the option play. A pitch out to Kobe Lang. Picks up a few positive yards, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. Liggett in on the tackle for the Greenbacks.
Tackle made by Kate Liggett.
Trying to figure that flag out. Everything happened so fast. There, I don't see a face mask maybe. They just kind of piled up and went down.
No signal as to which team it was against.
Looks like he's pointing to Pratt, against Pratt.
We'll get an explanation here from the white hat. They have face mask on the Greenbacks as Liggett went in there for the tackle, had his hands up a little high. So they'll step that off and will make a much more manageable.
It was a good play by the
2nd and 4 for the Indians after the penalty.
Indian quarterback to make something out of nothing there when they dropped that snap.
So a 2nd and 4, 4:32 to go here in the first quarter. Power backfield for the Indians. Miller under center. The give to Cole Glazier, going to follow a blocker and runs right into the front 4 of the Greenbacks. The tackle that time led by Madden Wilson.
And Leon Ramos.
The Indians not able to pick up the first down on that play. We'll have the same down and same distance here. It'll be 3rd and a long 3 as the clock ticks under 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Coach Keith signaling in the play. Do they keep it up the power with Cole Glazier up the middle? As far as keeping the ball on the ground, the power play, the veer, and the option have been the two plays we've seen. The pitch out wide to Cox, going to try to get to the edge. Can't get to the first down marker as the speed of the Greenback defense able to bring him down shy of it. It'll be 4th and 1.
I would look for Larned to go for this here. Cody, as poor as the special teams have been, you know, you risk a disaster again with a punt. You got 4th and 1. If you can convert it, you take another 2 or 3 minutes off the clock. I think you're going to see Larned go for this here.
Ball spotted on the Indians' own 44-yard line. Need to get to the 45 for the first down, and they come out of the huddle with the offense on the field. Spread formation, Cole Glazier, the lone back in the backfield. Is Miller going to keep the quarterback sneak and try to get it himself? The pile looks like it may have been pushed, and Wilson comes out of the pile heading for the Greenbacks, but once again, whistles come early and stop him short.
I think they're going to call a forward progress being done. That was rather quick. So calls average out in a game, right? That first one, Larned's a little upset about. This one here, they might have got one back here.
And the
that
world
was
is
really,
all right now. Everything is right in the world. It's enough to pick up the first down. But boy, Wilson came running out of that pile after he grabbed it out of the hands of Miller, who was pushing that pile forward, but had enough to get the first down before they blew his forward momentum dead. So a fresh set of change for the Indians. Once again, man in motion comes Lang, the pitch out. He'll look to throw it. Has a man open in Regan, but underthrown and broken up on the play by Caleb Strong. Boy, Tristan Regan open down the field as the Greenback defense initially bit on the pitch play.
That the Larned thrower put so much air under that. He was clearly behind our defense there on the halfback pass.
So that stops the clock with 2:35 here in the first quarter. Greenbacks on top 14-0. But the lengthiest possession the Indians have had to this point, trying to get across the 50-yard line into Greenback territory. It'll be 2nd and 10. This near side overloaded with trips. Miller in the shotgun formation. 3-step drop, now looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket, has to get rid of it, throws it up, and Gavin Roop there for the interception. The second of the night for this Greenback defense. An underthrown ball from Miller, and Roop able to adjust on the fly and come back to it, and that'll turn the ball over to this Greenback offense after the Indians were trying to get into Greenback territory.
2:27 left in the first quarter here. Pratt's going to take over on their half of the field for the first time tonight.
And what we talked about pregame playing out a little bit here. This Greenback defense thought this would be a game they could come in and really exude their dominance, and so far that has been the case. Morrell going split out wide, picked up by Regan. No help over the top. See if the Greenbacks try to take advantage of it. Liggett and Poor in the backfield. The snap to Liggett. Goes right side, now going to cut it back up. Turns on the Jets and brought down after a 10-yard gain. Tackle on the play, Michael Wilder for the Indians. Boy, and you saw the speed from Liggett there. If he was able to bounce that out any farther and get to the sideline, there wasn't anybody on this field who was going to be able to catch him.
Ticks down under 2 minutes in the first quarter.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now in the Indians' territory for the Greenbacks. Ball spotted on the Indian 45-yard line on the far hash. Trips on the far side. Once again, a one-on-one matchup here. Morrell, the lone wide receiver, split out near side. A lot of fighting between him and Regan, and Poor's flushed out. Finds Liggett down the sideline for a hard pickup.
Yeah, Larned content to man up our receivers and try to not let them off the ball.
And Regan, a good job of doing it that time. Yeah. Little handsy with Morrell, but kept him in front of him where Poor was forced to look the other way. Found Liggett up the sideline for a nice completion, enough to pick up another Greenback first down. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. Greenbacks trying to march it farther into Indian territory. They lead at 14-0 with 1:05 to play here in the opening quarter. Greenbacks with a packed offense here. No personnel, split out wide. Poor fake to Liggett. Now he'll drop, flushed out, sacked from behind, still on his feet, and finally brought down in the backfield for the biggest loss of the night, Kyler Green. And a flag comes in as Green making his way back to the huddle. You got to assume that's an unsportsmanlike of some sort, whether it was on the Greenbacks or the Indians. That's what remains to be seen. But a great defensive play by the Indians. That penalty may have negated it. We'll get the signal here from the White Hat after they sort it out. And it was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Indians. And once again, this Larned crowd not happy about that call. So the big sack from the Indian defense.
I didn't
hear the end of that. Did I hear the words ejection?
I think if you get one unsportsmanlike, that is one towards.
So that's
an
like
ejection.
your yellow card. One more, and you're out of the ball game.
Our football to other football, yes.
37 seconds to play.
European football.
Here in the first quarter. The penalty does not give the Greenbacks the first down. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Poor and Liggett in the backfield. Looks like DeMuth in the hash on the far side. Snap to Liggett. He'll follow his blockers up the middle, just trying to pick up the first down. Still on his feet and has a gain of 8. Picks up the first down and more. Takes it down to the 21-yard line with under 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
This yard is good for a first down for the Greenbacks. 1st and 10 from the 21.
Pratt's going to get one more play off here. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball on the Larned 20-yard line. Changing sides. They may not get the play off. I don't think they're going to.
Nope. I think it's going to wind down. It does. So that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Greenbacks lead at 14-0. Your score. We'll be back with second quarter action when we come back here from Larned, Kansas.
It's a fact. A custom cow mineral does not have to cost more. Actually, it might be just what you need to improve your cow herd. The friendly and helpful professionals at Extra Factors in Pratt are available to sit down and discuss your operations needs and goals. From custom protein supplements and liquid protein to bulk commodities and possible mineral formulation. Find it all at Extra Factors. Call 620-672-5616 and speak with Levi Macbeth for all your nutritional needs. Extra Factors. We put the extra into cattle nutrition.
Welcome to Humble Pie, where every day starts with the freshest ingredients. Our secret here is a perfectly blended pizza sauce. That's the heart of every pizza. From farm to table, our pizzas are topped with the freshest veggies, along with our commitment to quality means fresh dough made daily for that perfect crust. And you won't want to miss out on the daily specials at Humble Pie. Order your next pizza online at humblepiepratt.com. Serving you in both Humble Pie, the taste speaks for itself.
Welcome back to Larned, Kansas. Greenbacks lead at 14-0 after one quarter of play. Done it on the offensive side and the defensive side. Liggett leading the way with 30 yards on the ground for the Greenbacks. The touchdowns coming from Poor to Liggett and Morrell with one also. Liggett also with 2 catches, 35 yards in that first quarter of play. Greenbacks marching here. It'll be 1st and 10. Greenbacks now going left to right on your radio dial. Poor empty backfield out of the shotgun. Dropping back, trying to set something up. Nothing there. Flushes to the left. Throwing for the end zone and just through the hands of Gavin Roop. Do have a flag here on the short side of the field near the 20-yard line. Looks like maybe that man-to-man coverage that we saw earlier between Regan and Morrell may have gotten too handsy with it.
Yeah, they were really pushing on Morrell to not let him off the line of scrimmage, and I imagine they probably got a defensive hold here.
A game, an early quarter game, and it will be a
holding on the defense.
On the defense, and that's that man-to-man matchup. Regan trying to keep Morrell in front of him.
Is that a 10-yard penalty, Cody?
10-yard penalty. And so now it'll bring 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. So the Greenbacks still able to pick up a first down without getting into the end zone. Ball spotted on the 11-yard line here on the near hash. Liggett and Poor in the backfield. And now the whole offense going to shift to the left side. Morrell comes with a hand in the turf here on the right. Snap to Liggett. He'll follow Poor, the lead blocker. Bounces towards the end zone, trying to push his way in. And just down just shy of the end zone. I think it's that window of enough to pick up the first down. There was only about a yard gap there, and somehow Liggett tackled just inside it.
1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
So it will be 1st and goal with only about for the Greenbacks. You like their chances from this distance out. .11:30 to play here. Greenbacks already lead at 14-0, trying to and extend that lead. Now Barker and Poor in the backfield. And the give to Poor. He's going to follow right side. Hit early. Still on his feet, trying to take it back left and brought down with no gain. That's the best we've seen this defensive line for the Indians look tonight. A goal line situation, and the defense holds.
Yeah, not much push there from Pratt High offensive line. They kind of held her right at the sticks there. But the good news is we got 3 more tries at it. Be 2nd down from the 2-yard line now.
And
the
goal
3
to
maybe.
Go.
3-yard
I think
line.
they backed him up to the 3. A loss of 2 on that play. Once again, Barker and Poor in the backfield. Poor going to throw far side to Titus. Caught on the 2. Tried to reach for it, but taken out of bounds. Just shy of the end zone. Nice touchdown saving tackle by the Indians' Grady Pinkston.
Those about the 2 best plays out of the Larned defense tonight are those that stand on the goal line and then that open field tackle there on Titus.
So 3rd and goal now for the Greenbacks after 2 nice defensive plays.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, 3rd and goal for the Greenbacks. Again, the Barker Poor backfield. Barker going to keep it himself this time. Falls into the end zone. On the dive to the left side, the Greenbacks again inside the Indian end zone and make it a 20-0 ball game with 9:48 to play here in the 2nd quarter. It'll be Tebow coming out for the extra point to try to make it a 21-0 ball game. This Greenback offense has looked good.
Much better push from the offensive line on that Barker run there. He put his head down and they just pushed him right on into the end zone.
Snap and hold good by the Greenbacks. The kick away from Tebow, going to be close on that one. Just misses to the left. Had plenty of leg, but falls short. So it'll be 20-0 after the 8-play, 55-yard drive by the Greenbacks when we come back here on Thunder Country.
Escape into your ultimate outdoor getaway with the help of Uni Landscapes, your local full-service landscape design and construction company specializing in landscapes, hardscapes, patios, sprinkler systems, water features, and snow removal services. They create your dream space by incorporating design elements unique to you and your family. Uni Landscapes serves Pratt and the surrounding area and is open Monday through Friday. 620-672-3301 to transform your outdoor space today.
Visit Pratt and the City of Pratt are proud supporters of all of our local athletes. Whether your favorite athlete is in a greenback uniform or playing Pratt Rec games, we know you love local sports. From live music to seasonal events, there's always something happening right here in Pratt. Coming to Pratt this September is the annual Oktoberfest, the Beatles tribute band Liverpool Legends, and the C-Spot Run 5K. Stay connected and find out what's coming up next by following Visit Pratt on Facebook or Instagram. Let's go, Greenbacks!
Welcome back to Larned, Kansas, and the Greenbacks trying that pooch kick again here on the kickoff. Really come away with it successfully. Indians able to get on top of it and keep it in their possession. So 9:47 to play, 20-0. Greenbacks on top after a nice drive on that last possession where Barker found his way into the end zone on a 3rd and goal situation. This Indian offense needs to put something together, or at least stretch a long drive together to keep the ball out of the offense of the Greenbacks if they want to keep this ball game within grasp. 2-by-2 formation here, twins to both sides. Miller under center. Cole Glazier in the backfield. Going to throw it far side to Regan. Looked like a backward pass, but Regan able to come down with it. Nowhere to go as 5 Greenbacks there on the far side bring him down. Looks like Kyler Barker on the tackle. Leads the team in tackles. Had 14 in week 1 against Hoisington. Another 8 tackles last week against Halstead, just to make a lot of plays from that inside linebacker position.
Be second down and 11 here on the Larned 35-yard line. 9:22 left in the first half. Pratt still leads this one 20-0.
The Indians content to continue to spread it out. A man in motion comes behind the play to give up the middle to Cole Glazier, and once again, nowhere to run. Josiah Schmidt, after a gain of only 2, will bring 3rd and 8 for the Indians. That front 4 having a good night so far for the Greenbacks. Josiah Schmidt, Kobe Hughes in there making plays. Madden Austin on that interior, and then Arlie Morrell out there on the edge anchoring it.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 for the Indians. 8:41 to play here in this second quarter. Lang in motion again. Cole Glazier tries to go up the middle, but that Greenback defense just not giving him anywhere to go. Doing a good job of plugging those holes, and it'll be a 4th and 6 for the Indians. Now, what do you do here, Kel? About got to punt it away
yeah,
and
I
flip
think
the
you're going
field.
to see Pratt or Larned punt this ball here. I think they'll attempt to anyways. You know, given it's a 4th and a heavy 6 or 7, wind behind them, maybe give their defense a chance to play with a little more field.
Be Strong and Cox back deep to return, and nearly blocked again. Rasmussen gets it off and takes an Indian bounce at the 35-yard line inside the 30, and will be downed at the 28-yard line. That's where the Greenbacks will take over with 7:54 to play here in the second quarter. Greenback offense eager to get back out on the field with the way this ball game is going.
You betcha. How about a shout out to the Pratt County farmers out there planting wheat and cutting corn still tonight?
If you say so.
They are. Aren't they, Logan?
Farming, not
Most
my
of them?
expertise. That's your area, Kelly. But definitely a shout out.
We got a
without
farmer
him.
in here.
It'll be 7:54 as the Greenbacks take over possession in their own territory. Ball spotted on the near hash here at the 28-yard line. See what Coach Holting dials up. Roop splitting out on the far hash with Caleb Strong in the slot position. Poor and Liggett. Poor going to take a 5-step drop, looking deep, throwing far side to Strong. Has to adjust, comes down with it. A great catch from Caleb Strong.
Yeah, that was one of the few times tonight that Poor's been able to just set his feet and step into the throw. Had plenty of time to throw that ball, and the end result showed that was the best ball he's thrown.
So Caleb Strong having to switch which shoulder to look over. A big 33-yard pickup, 23-yard pickup on the play with 7:30 to play here in the second quarter. Greenbacks continuing to air it out and show that wrinkle of this offense. Now Liggett going to sprint out in motion to the near side, heads upfield. Poor looks his way, shakes it off, now goes back to him. A toss-up ball to Liggett. Can he bring it down? No. Well defended down near the 15-yard line, broken up by Kobe Lang.
That's another good ball from Poor there. That ball was there. It was in Liggett's hands. He just didn't quite bring it in.
Good job by Lang to stay with Liggett. We've talked about his speed numerous times. That time Lang running step for step with him down the sideline.
7:10 left in the first half here. Pratt with the ball right at midfield.
After the incomplete pass, it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball spotted on the Indian 49-yard line. Just crossed the 50. Roop comes out on the numbers. And they send Liggett in motion on the far side. Now coming into the backfield, they fake to give to Liggett. Sets up the screen for Morrell. It's there. Morrell off to the races down the far sideline. Gets by his blockers, out of bounds at the 28. A big pickup for the Greenbacks on a well-developed screen play. With Liggett in motion, pulled the defense with him, and then Morrell just slipped into that empty spot as they set up the screen. A big 17-yard pickup from Morrell, and plenty for another Greenback first down. They'll spot that right on the 30-yard line of the far hash for the Greenbacks. Once again, getting near that BTI green zone inside the Indian territory. Now the offense packed in a little tighter here. Poor and Liggett both in the backfield. Liggett to the right side of Poor. Poor once again, three-step drop, looking downfield, has a man just through the hands of Hudson Titus. Had to really lean forward to get that one and couldn't haul it in. That stops the clock with 6:53 to play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Greenbacks.
Pratt continues to work on the air arsenal here. I think this has been in their playbook all week here. I think we'll get some of these different looks against the live defense here, as we'll be using them more as the season goes on.
So 2nd and 10 for the Greenbacks. Snap to Liggett. He's going to keep it himself. Follows Poor to the left side. Now lowers his shoulder across the 25-yard line. A gain of about 6 for Cade Liggett. We'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Yeah, we saw the game plan last week. It was run it between the tackles and get back to a physical type of game against the Dragons, and the Greenbacks won 41-0 tonight. A little bit different approach. Testing the air offense of this Greenback team, and so far has been successful. Big 3rd down play here for them, as well as the Indian defense. Poor fakes the drop back, Liggett now will step up, gets through the first wave into the secondary and down at the 10-yard line. Another big pickup for Cade Liggett, and enough for the Greenback first down. So that will move the chains, and Liggett continues to add to that total with 6:09 to play here in the second quarter. Greenbacks inside the BTI green zone. Ball spotted
9-yard line.
Just inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
5:57 left in the first half.
And we saw buckle down a little bit last time the Greenbacks were in the red zone. See if the Indian defense can hold here. Will the Greenback firepower be too much for him? Roop on the near side. Poor and Liggett in the backfield, and a whistle going to blow that play dead. Coach Holting going to take a timeout for the Greenbacks with 5:39 to play. We'll be back with more Greenback football when we come back.
At Buckland Tractor and Implement, we know that teamwork and dedication are the keys to success, both on the field and in the field. Just like the Pratt Greenbacks, we store everything we do, whether it's top-of-the-line John Deere equipment or exceptional to support our community. From tractors and everything in between, BTI has the tools you need to get the job done right. BTI is proud to be a part of to support our local football team. Together, we're stronger. Visit BTI and see how we can help you achieve your goals.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. And serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
Well, welcome back. Second quarter action coming off of the Indian timeout. The 1st and goal for the Greenbacks. Ball spotted on the Indian 9-yard line. Poor going to drop route, and ball comes out. They're going to say incomplete pass just near the goal line. Put it down low towards get it.
We've had several balls that have been close enough to catch. They weren't easy catches, but we're not reeling them in. We need some of our receivers need to
on top 20-0 here in the second quarter, and knocking on the door here to try to add another 6 to it. Liggett in the backfield. On the end around, and the ball comes out. The ball was intended for Landon to move on that counter play that you see the Greenbacks run so much, and that Indian defense that we talked about has shown itself in goal line situations comes through there.
That was play that we fumbled earlier. That
it
kind
was.
Of backdoor, and I think what's happening is the two times the Larned defense is in there so fast that it's interrupting that handoff, and that's this one they came up with here.
That time DeMuth hit just as he took the handoff, and you said it. We saw it earlier in the first quarter when play and had trouble from the pressure of the Indian defense. Field to go. Miller in the shotgun, empty. Cuts it up the middle on the option keeper, and it'll be a gain of 1.
Tackle made by Josiah.
Josiah Schmidt on the tackle for the Greenbacks. Keep that ball on that option play.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Play's going to take us down under 20-0.
That'll be 2nd and 8 for the Indians. Once again, a 2-by-2 formation. Miller will set up under center. Cole Glazier, the lone man in the backfield. The pitch to Lang. Tries to use his speed, but the Greenback defense faster, able to get to him in the backfield for a loss of 1. Now back to the original line of scrimmage. And 10. Greenback doing a good job on defense, responding after that turnover on and trying to get that ball back in Indian territory. 4:20 on the clock. Indians need 10 for the first down. Miller will work out of the shotgun. Cole Glazier to his left. Trips to the near side. Miller, a 3-step drop, looking near side, throws to the sideline. A miscommunication or maybe a tipped ball when it came out. And
we're going to get a late hit here.
In the backfield. Boy, and that'd be a big penalty if you're right there, Kelly. It'd be 4th and 10.
It's an off chance it's a hold in the backfield, but the way it came down, yeah, personal foul on Pratt.
Well, roughing the passer on the Greenbacks, so it would have been a 4th and 10. Turns into an automatic first down plus the yardage, and we'll keep this 59 to play here in the second quarter.
Larned second.
Yep, and that one by way of penalty. So fresh set of chains, 1st and 10 for the Indians. They spot the ball at the Indian on the far hash. Miller will set up under center.
Timeout, Larned.
And Kobe Lang going in motion, but Coach Keith wants a timeout before that play is able to execute. That'll be his 3rd timeout, so 3:59 to play here in the second quarter. Greenbacks on top 20-0. We'll keep it here. Indians picking up this first down after the big penalty on the Greenback defense. The roughing the passer forced Miller to throw it away, or might have been batted at the line. Couldn't tell, but through this quarter and about a half a play, Kelly, what have you seen so far from the Greenbacks and the Indians?
You know, it rough expected. I didn't think Larned would have a lot of success offensively, and they haven't. Pratt, I think, while they haven't set the world on, it's obvious they're trying some different things here, and when you that, obviously, with more points to come, I think is. But right here, I think what Pratt's goal is with 3:59 left in the half here is to get a stop here on this set of downs and force a punt. As bad as the Larned punts have looked so far, we could either block it or get a good return. I think we got a good chance to. At which point you're 27-28-0, right where Pratt wants to be.
And if you're the Indians with 3:59 to play in this half, you want to get to the halftime if you can. Hands and not give the Greenbacks an opportunity to get the ball back in their hands. Like you said, maybe put another score on the board before the halftime mark. So 1st and 10 coming out of the timeout for the Indians. They're going right to left on your radio dial. Ball spotted at their own 29-yard line. Give to Cole Glazier up the middle, nowhere to go, tackled for a loss. And they're going to give him 1 yard of forward progress.
Cole Glazier on the run.
It'll be 2nd and 9. Clock will continue to run. Greenback defense doing a good job. That front four's had a great night to this point. A long 2nd and 9 is on the sideline. Once again, Twins to the near side. Miller empty in the backfield from the shotgun. Lang field trips on the near side, looking for Lang in the flat, and not there, overthrows him. That incomplete will stop the clock with 3:06 and bring up 3rd and 9 for the Indian offense. Greenback defense here, you're looking to try to force the special teams out here or turnover and get your offense back on the field. Time to punch one in, especially if you can come away with some favorable field position here in the next couple plays. It's a big play for the Indians to determine first half ends. Two split to the far side, 2 to the near side. Cole Glazier in the backfield. Miller, 3-step drop, now looking downfield, pressured, has to get rid of it, and caught at the 32-yard line, but only a gain of 2. As Zev Cox was forced. That throw took him, not able to turn it up the field and pick up any yards after the catch.
It's going to be about a 4th and a long 6 here from the Larned zone 33-yard line. They're in punt formation here. No huddle. Try to get there quickly before Pratt can set up their punt block.
That'll be Cole Glazier. And almost blocked Morrell with a hand in there. DeMuth, but it's Caleb Strong who comes down at the 45. Racing across the 50, across the 40, the 30, down to the sideline, and tackled inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Boy, he caught that fly in stride and just hit the hole. A 52-yard punt return from Caleb Strong. With 2:20 to play, we knew the Greenbacks were going to get the ball back, but great field position after the big return from Caleb Strong on the punt, and the Greenback offense going to have a chance to punch something in. We've got an Indian player down on the field. We'll take a break. Thunder Country.
Exceptional dentistry right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, our team has the expertise and technology to handle all your dental needs with comfort and confidence. Because at Pratt, it's not just about teeth, it's about family, trust, and smile last a lifetime. Call today to schedule your appointment with Dr. Hopkins or Dr. Coons. Pratt Family Dental, where exceptional care meets friendly faces.
Welcome back here. Second quarter action, 2:21 to play. Greenbacks after the big punt return, trying to punch another one here to close it out. Liggett on the snap, takes it far side, turns it upfield, touchdown, Cade Liggett. And that one didn't take long. A big punt return from Caleb Strong sets it up, and Cade Liggett finishes it off. 0 your score.
2:14 left in the half.
A one-play drive from the Greenbacks, but it was all set up from the big return from Caleb Strong on that punt that completely flipped the field position and set the Greenbacks up inside the BTI green zone. Looks like the Greenbacks going to come out and go for 2 after the last extra point missed by Tebow to get it back to a 28-0 ball game. They give to Liggett. He'll roll out right, looking to pass, looking, forced out, has to get rid of it, looking for Morrell, but nobody really there, and the pass falls incomplete. So an unsuccessful 2-point conversion will make it 26-0, 2:14 to play here in the second quarter.
Exceptional dentistry right in your neighborhood. At Pratt Family Dental, Dr. Carson Hopkins and Dr. Stephen Coons are here to keep your smile healthy and bright. From routine cleanings to advanced care, Our team has the expertise and technology to handle all your dental needs with comfort and confidence. Because at Pratt Family Dental, it's not just about teeth, it's about family, trust, and smiles that last a lifetime. Call today for your appointment with Dr. Hopkins or Dr. Coons. Pratt Family Dental, where exceptional care meets friendly faces.
This is Jeff.
And Jared.
At Intergreen Services, proud supporter of the Pratt Greenbacks.
Around here we say one call fixes it all. From HVAC, plumbing, septic, electrical, and even water well service. We're your hometown team you can count on, just like the Greenbacks on game day.
We're proud to stand behind our athletes, our school, and our community.
So when something needs fixing at home, call Intergreen at 620-672-2338 or visit intergreenservices.com.
Intergreen Services, neighbors helping neighbors, and always cheering for the Greenbacks.
Welcome back. Coming off of a Cade Liggett touchdown, the Greenbacks lead at 26-0, 2:14 to play here in the second quarter. And the Greenbacks try an onside kick there, but recovered by the hands team of the Indians. Nice job to jump on that ball. Trying to catch a number on that Indian that had the heads up. Kang Tran not expecting the onside kick, but knew what to do when it headed his way. Greenbacks trying to come away with another possession, squeeze one out of this half any way possible.
2:14 left in the first half here. Pratt leading this one 26-0.
So the Indians will take over right at the 50-yard line on the far hash. Miller and Cole Glazier in the backfield. Miller, quick drop, looks near side, just thrown through the hands of Luke Crable. Excuse me, by the hands of Crable. Didn't have to catch that one. So the incomplete intended Crable will bring up 2nd and 10. More importantly, Kelly, though, that stops the clock. And you throw a couple incomplete passes here to close out this half, and you're going to give the Greenbacks another opportunity if you're not careful.
And you're going to have to punt again, which has been challenging.
Greenbacks have taken advantage of punting situations when the Indians have been forced to do so. So 2nd and 10 will be the down and distance. See how aggressive this Greenback defense is. I expect them to be plenty aggressive here. After that incomplete pass stopped the clock. Miller an empty backfield. The Indians going to air it out again. Pressure coming by DeMuth on the far side, and Miller forced to get rid of it. Throws it into the sideline of the Greenbacks, and only 4 seconds ran off the play. Stops the clock, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Indians.
So a 3rd and 10 situation. After 2 incomplete passes, I've only ran 10 seconds off this clock. If the Greenbacks can hold them here, they'll likely get it back with a shot to score. Cole Glazier now shifting to the left side of Miller to help block in the backfield. Miller has to get rid of it, taking a shot down deep into the hands at the 15-yard line. And a great catch on the far sideline as Tristan Regan somehow able to pull that ball down. And that changes the way the end of this half may turn out for the Indians. A huge play on 3rd and 10. 37-yard pickup. The biggest play of the night for the Indians. Now they're inside the Greenback red zone for the first time. Ball spotted on the 13-yard line. Miller sends a man in motion, set up under center. Tried the veer and kept it himself. Maybe some confusion on the play as him and Cole Glazier collided in the backfield for a loss. And now Coach Holting going to take a timeout as he wants a chance to get this ball back. 1:26 on the clock. We'll be back with more Greenback football.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the lot, we're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physicals, and is accepting new patients and walk-ins. Open Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays, from 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Call 620-388. And urgent care, caring for your family close to home.
Welcome back. 1:20 play here in the second quarter, and the Indians knocking on the Greenback door after the biggest pickup of the night. It's 2nd and 11 on the Greenback 13-yard line. Miller, empty backfield, flushed out again. Morrell really putting the pressure on. Morrell and Gatlin in the backfield. Miller with no time to look downfield, had to just get rid of it. Boy, and they've been putting pressure on Miller all night from both sides, really making him guess.
As soon as he takes the snap, he's able to get his feet to where he can throw the football. That time it looked like Gatlin, linebacker blitz, causing the pressure.
And when you got Gatlin and Morrell chasing you down, it makes you scamper out of that pocket pretty quickly. So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Indians. After taking that timeout before that last play, half, 1:21 on the clock. Big 3rd down play. Cox comes in motion. Miller looking his way. Now going to take a shot to the corner of the end zone and overthrows Cox. Came all the way from the other side. Another incomplete pass stops the clock, 1:15. We'll see if the Indians have anybody with the leg to kick what would be a 30-yard field goal.
No new personnel coming on. I think we're going to see a shot in the end zone.
It looks like the offense going to stay out there.
1:15 left.
And the Indians don't have to get to the end zone to pick up the first down and keep this drive alive. The chains spotted at about the 4-yard line. So there is some room to get close to the end zone and keep this drive alive. Miller dropping back, empty backfield, going to take a shot at the corner, and a great catch in the corner of the end zone. Did he have his feet down? He did. The catch of the night by Tristan Regan. Just a spot throw from Mason Miller. And the light show coming alive here. Boy, if you're not here or watching and just listening on the radio, this Earl Roberts Stadium has all the aesthetics to go with it. The strobe lights flashing on the field and the music to go with it. Not gonna lie, pretty cool.
That was all right.
Pretty cool environment.
Other than the touchdown
when
thing.
you see the Indian touchdown.
That was all right.
So that touchdown makes it 26-6. Greenbacks on top, and the Indians trying to go for 2. Miller, the pitch out wide to Lang, and he's brought down shy of the end zone. Big hit on the far side. So the unsuccessful 26-6 ball game. The Indians put together a 7-play, 50-yard drive that ends in the touchdown to Regan. We'll be back with more Greenback the first half when we come back here on Thunder Country.
Roach, your Farm Bureau agent, to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. We are here to handle all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies. Talk to me, Farm Bureau agent Jamie Roach, today. We can help protect what matters most.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Clear, comfortable vision is one of life's greatest blessings. At Maydew Tebow Optometry, Doctors Troy Maydew, Seth Tebow, and Andrew Peaster are healthy eyes and clear vision. Prevention and early intervention are the keys to your eyes, providing that clear and comfortable vision your entire life. Regular comprehensive eye examinations are essential in identifying conditions that can damage your sight. Call us at Maydew Tebow Optometry for an appointment today or visit us at maydewtebow.com.
Welcome back to Greenback football here on Thunder Country. After the Indian touchdown to make it a 26-6 ball game, the Indians set to kick off for the first time tonight. Back deep, Cox and Strong. Cox will field it at the 20-yard line, gets all the way out to the 32 before he's finally brought down, and the Greenbacks will have 62 seconds to work with to close out this first half.
I think you will see the Pratt offense try to push hard and negate that last score there. I'm sure that didn't sit well with them, and you'll see them try to push down the field and score before half here.
Now, we've seen the Greenback offense be aggressive tonight through the air. They've got plenty of time to do it. Coach Holting with 2 timeouts left to work with, and the Greenbacks will have to go 66 yards to put points on the board. And a passing formation here. Poor alone in the backfield. Quads for the Greenbacks. 2 near side, 2 to the far side. Pressure coming. Poor has to escape to avoid it, and he cannot. Brought down at the 20-yard line for a 10-yard loss. We'll see if Coach Holting takes a timeout to stop that clock. And by the way, I thought he might use one there. He wants him to get up and run it. Had a couple plays called to start this drive. The Greenbacks get right out at the line of scrimmage, ready to run the next play. Again, poor empty backfield, has some time, scrambles to his right, looking near side, underthrown, trying to find DeMuth as he escapes the pressure from the backside. And that one will stop the clock, but 2 quick plays from the Greenbacks, and now they're looking at 3rd and 20.
Larned with no timeouts here, so they can't take a timeout after this play if Pratt were to run it and just let the ball go into halftime here.
It's just how aggressive do you get here if you're Coach Holting, knowing that an incomplete may stop the clock, but your running game, boy, plenty capable of picking up a huge play.
I think we'll see Pratt run the ball here and get what they can get and go to halftime, but what do I know?
No spread formation here for the Greenbacks as Poor and Liggett in the backfield. Liggett going left side, gets to the sideline, now trying to turn it up, cuts it back out to the 40, near the first down marker. A big pickup, but he was working with 3rd and 20. Picked up about 18 of it there with 16 seconds, and now Coach Holting will take one of his 2 remaining timeouts with 16 seconds on the clock. It'll bring up 4th and a long 3 for the Greenbacks. No signs of letting this just run down and into half for Coach Holting. Stick around for the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show coming up next. We'll give you the first half recap, a look ahead to the second half, but more importantly, we'll give you the weekly Greenback rundown brought to you by a new set of 8th graders that will be making their debut this week. It was a fun one to go down and record with them, and it's been a lot of fun that we've been able to have with Mr. Ricky and his middle school journalism class. So stick around, tune in for that. That'll come your way midway through the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show. It'll be 4th and 4 now. Both teams back out on the field. Add a couple extra seconds. They take it from 16 to 18 seconds on the game clock. And the Greenbacks have got to pick up 4 yards here if they want to keep this alive. Man in motion, Sebastian Beach coming out wide. Liggett trying to get to the sideline, and he does not. Ball comes out. But goes out of bounds before the Indians can get a hand on it. Regardless, it will be Larned football. They didn't even need to come away with that fumble, as it was a 4th down try for the Greenbacks and stretched it out wide enough that Liggett just ran out of real estate and never could turn it up the field. So with 11 seconds
going to get a shot with 11 seconds
left on the clock, it'll be the Indians. Boy, we thought when there was 2:11 left on this clock, there might be one more possession remaining for one of these teams. We've squeezed 3 possessions inside of that 2 minutes. So 1st and 10 now. The Indians going back the other way. They're going to spot the ball on the Greenback 40-yard line. And the Greenbacks likely need to defend for
probably
2 plays.
No timeouts for Larned.
Miller going to drop back out of the shotgun. Pressure from the backside. Morrell puts the hit on. And a throw to the near side. Zev Cox not able to hang on to it. Is good coverage by Cade Liggett. But once again, Arlie Morrell comes flying into the backfield.
Be 6 seconds left in the half here. Probably down to our last play.
Greenbacks just need to hold for one more play to take this 26-6 lead into the halftime mark. Indians going to try one more shot at it. Cole Glazier in the backfield with Miller. Maybe to help with that blitz pickup. Morrell trying to get around the edge. Miller steps up in the pocket, takes a shot to the far side for Cox. It falls short, and the clock winds down to 0. So after 1/2 of play, your score, Greenbacks 26, Indians 6. And that will take us to the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show when we come back.
This is Terry from Gatlin Meckler's Pharmacy. On display in our pharmacy is a nice assortment of over-the-counter items and a wide array of medical supplies, which includes knee scooters, walkers, canes, and bathroom items. We bill Medicare for respiratory supplies and immunizations. Our preferred pricing on prescriptions will get you through the door, and our customer service will get you to come back. Be sure to stop in today and see us on Country Club Road in Pratt.
Uh-oh, that's a sound no one wants to hear. Pratt Glass has been helping homes and business owners with everything glass for over 80 years. Whether your business suffered a break-in over the weekend or you're needing to replace old leaky windows, and they also offer automotive glass repairs, automotive details, screens, dragging door adjustments, residential window replacement, storefronts, and 24-hour commercial residency service. Pratt Glass, 210 South Jackson in Pratt, 620-672-6463, or see prattglass.com.
Are you interested in building a new home or remodeling your current one? So give J.A. Sons a call today. This is Chase Golly with J.A. Knight & Sons, and we are the area's premier general contractor and have been serving the Pratt and surrounding area for over 50 years with superior quality and attention to detail. We specialize in high-end residential commercial construction and have now expanded our services to include pre-engineered metal buildings. J.A. Knight & Sons is a proud supporter of Greenback Athletics and would like to help turn your next dream into reality.
Mead Lumber in Pratt is looking better than ever. Stop by and see our brand new renovations with the same friendly faces you know and trust. Whether you're tackling a big project or just need supplies for the weekend, Mead Lumber has you covered with quality products and expert service. We're proud to be a part of this community and even more proud to support the hardworking athletes of Pratt High School. Mead Lumber, building relationships, building Pratt.
Welcome back to the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show here on Thunder Country. Once again, I'm Cody Eastis alongside Kelly Simon, and the Greenbacks lead this one 26-6 after the first half of play. Greenbacks a little different game plan than what we saw last week, Kelly. Last week it was a physical in between the tackles, ground and pound attack from Coach Holting. This week coming out, really putting an emphasis on let's try to air this out tonight, take advantage of the man-to-man coverage that we've seen the Indians defend in, and they've done so with pretty good success. Poor 5 of 12 on the night, 74 yards and 1 touchdown. Had a couple opportunities, feel like some drops, had a couple missed passes, so goes both ways there. On the ground, Liggett leading the way, 10 rushes for 87 yards on a touchdown, and then Kyler Barker also punching one in from 2 yards out for the other touchdown on the ground for the Greenbacks. Morrell with a defensive touchdown on the punt fumble recovery that he was able to run in, but Morrell, boy, on the defensive side, he's been putting pressure all night on Miller in the backfield there.
Yes, absolutely. You know, we had a feeling coming into this game that Pratt's defense would give Larned trouble, and they have outside of just a couple of plays. Larned's hit a couple of passes, one nice pass over the top, another nice throw on 4th down to score a touchdown. Outside of those couple plays, they really haven't had much success offensively. In fact, I can only think of 1 first down, maybe 2 they've converted outside of that. You know, as we said, Pratt's just a little different game plan tonight. Through the air, again, probably trying some different things. And, you know, a couple fumbles there the first half. Not the cleanest game, but you can say it in that light. But at the same time, it is 26-6 at halftime. So
you
Pratt well in control of this game.
You mentioned the first downs there. The Greenbacks with 10, the Indians with only 3. 138 total yards for the Greenbacks in that first half, only 65 for the Indians. And other Indian stats, Mason Miller 4 of 14. A lot of that from the Greenbacks for 54 yards. And a nice touchdown to Tristan Regan to close out that second quarter. The longest play of the night for the Indians, the 37-yard touchdown. Regan with 3 catches and 50 yards on the night, and Cole Glazier leading on the ground. 7 carries for 14 yards, but it's that Greenback defense that has really been the shining light of the both sides of the ball so far in this first half. When you look up and down those stats and see 65 total yards for the Indians, it tells you the Greenback defense really doing a good job and forcing 2 turnovers. They had the 2 interceptions. They had the special teams play that Morrell was able to convert into a touchdown. And it hadn't taken the Greenbacks long to put 26 points on the board. Only 10 minutes time of possession compared to the 25 plus of the Indians. So the Greenbacks making quick work of it when they do have the ball. Those are your stats for the first half. When we come back, it'll be the middle school bringing you the Greenback Rundown. You don't want to miss it here on Thunder Country.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
At Timish Electric, we light up your world with reliable and efficient electrical services. Our team of skilled and certified electricians is dedicated to providing top-notch service for all your electrical needs. From residential, commercial, or industrial needs, we ensure your electrical systems are safe, reliable, and up to code. Contact us today at 620-672-9334 to schedule a consultation. Timish Electric, proudly serving Pratt and the surrounding areas electrical needs for over 25 years.
For your fine dining experience, be sure to stop at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt, Western Kansas's premier steakhouse for over 50 years. They'll serve you the best with their friendly, attentive staff and home-cooked meal you desire. Also offering a full range of entertainment with live music and karaoke weekend nights. So come for food and stay for fun at Club D'Este in downtown Pratt. Open 7 nights a week.
This is Chris with Car Auction Real Estate. We've been proudly moving assets since 1965, with locations in Pratt and Larned servicing the surrounding counties.
Jamie here with Car Auction and Real Estate. While our marketing strategies clearly stand out, we principles of integrity, transparency, and reputation in our industry.
Whether it be buying, selling, auction, or appraisal needs, look us up online at carauction.com.
Good luck and go Greenbacks.
All right, welcome back to the Uptown Cafe Club D'Este halftime show, where it's time for your weekly Greenback Rundown in partnership with Liberty Middle School journalism students. This week's rundown is brought to you by Taylor Altmans and Danica Gimple. A couple more all-stars from Mr. Ricky's journalism class.
Thanks, Cody. I'm Danica Gimple, and we lead off the halftime rundown with Lady Greenback Volleyball. The girls were out in Hugoton over the weekend, where after a long day of battling, they found themselves in the championship match. They were back home on Tuesday evening, where they beat Smoky Valley in a straight sets and then Nickerson in an exciting 3-set match. Now over to Taylor for information on
where they had brought their best finish. They brought home first place finishes. They were back in action on Thursday. John.
On Saturday. It was a 10-team tournament, and the girls as a team. Hope Hughes was the champion in number 2. And Sydney Riley lost a very close championship match in number 1 singles. Pratt was back in action for a busy week. On Monday, they traveled to Mays South, the Lions, where they won the team championship. Close it off with golf.
Thanks, Danica. Girls hosted their golf tournament at Park Hills on Monday, where the Lady Greenbacks were only 2 strokes away from first place. They finished by Hayden Riffey, who placed second. Good job, ladies.
And that does it for high school sports. Now on to Liberty Middle School sports.
Of results on Thursday against the Heston Swathers. The 8th grade boys fought hard, short with a final score of 6-40. The 7th grade boys, however, came away with a clutch 16-14 win. They carried that momentum into their game on Monday, dominating the Great Bend Panthers with an impressive 40-0 victory. Looking ahead, the football team will play on Thursday, the 25th, at home against Hoisington. Volleyball also faced off against Heston on Thursday, came away with some great results. The 8th grade team won both of their matches, while the 7th grade team was victorious in a 3-match set. The 8th B team dropped both of their matches, and the 7th B team fought hard to win in the 3 matches. Up next, volleyball will be in action tomorrow, the 20th, with a tournament at Dodge City. They will then be home next Thursday, the 25th, against Hoisington.
Kicked off their season at the Skyline meet with some impressive finish. The 7th grade girls had a fantastic showing, with Sydney Freeman taking first place, Elin Forsberg finishing at 8th. For the 7th, the 8th grade girls had a strong day as well, with Kaden Eastis in 5th, Eve Fields in 7th, and Taylor Oltmans in 10th. Wyatt Schmidberger finished 8th for the 8th grade boys. Their next meet will be on Tuesday, the 23rd, in Derby. It wasn't just about athletes this week. Our students also showed off their smarts at brainstorm activities at LMS. Newton's Laws for Success were crowned champions with a score of 365, and Not Very Prompt secured second place with a score of 240. That does it for your weekly Greenback Rundown.
It's a fact. A custom cow mineral does not have to cost more. Actually, it might be just what you need to improve your cow herd. The friendly and helpful professionals at Extra Factors and Pratt are available to sit down and discuss your operations needs and goals. From custom protein supplements and liquid protein to bulk commodities and possible mineral formulation. Find it all at Extra Factors. Call 620-672-5616 and speak with Levi Macbeth for all your nutritional needs. Extra Factors. We put the extra into cattle nutrition.
Welcome to Humble Pie, where every day starts with the freshest ingredients. Our secret here is a perfectly blended pizza sauce. That's the heart of every pizza. From farm to table, our pizzas are topped with the freshest veggies. Along with our commitment to quality means fresh dough made daily for that perfect crust. And you won't want to miss out on the daily specials at Humble Pie. Order your next pizza online at humblepiepratt.com. Serving you in both Pratt and Larned. Humble Pie, the taste speaks for itself.
Escape into your ultimate outdoor getaway with the help of Uni Landscapes, your local full-service landscape design and construction company specializing in landscapes, hardscapes, patios, sprinkler systems, water features, and snow removal services. They create your dream space by incorporating design elements unique to you and your family. Uni Landscapes serves Pratt and the surrounding area and is open Monday through Friday. Call 620-672-3301 to transform your outdoor space today.
Visit Pratt and the City of Pratt are proud supporters of all of our local athletes. Whether your favorite athlete is in a greenback uniform or playing Pratt Rec games, we know you love local sports. From live music to seasonal events, there's always something happening right here in Pratt. Coming to Pratt this September is the annual Oktoberfest, the Beatles tribute band Liverpool Legends, and the C-Spot Run 5K. Stay connected and find out what's coming up next by following Visit Pratt on Facebook or Instagram. Let's go, Greenbacks!
Welcome back to the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show here on Thunder Country. I'm Cody Eastis alongside Kelly Simon. Another great reporting by the middle school halftime correspondents to bring you that weekly Greenback rundown. Checking some scores here across the state, and we've avoided this little patch of weather that's came through here just to the east of us, it looked like. Doesn't look like it's going to play a role in tonight's ball game here in Larned, Kansas. But it has affected some other games that we were keeping an eye on, Kelly. It looked like the Hoisington, which was one we were watching
wanted to see how
tonight,
that ended up.
has been in a lightning delay at the end of the, midway through the second quarter. Scott City was leading that ball game 14-7, and the lightning delay has been ruled that game will not resume until tomorrow at 1 p.m. So everybody thrown a little bit out of rhythm and out of whack with you get about a quarter and a half into play and get it shut down for the night. Thankfully, not dealing with that type of weather here in Larned. It's all clear skies, but something to keep an eye on. Haven't seen a whole lot of other scores come in that are relevant to the Greenbacks and their schedule. We'll keep an eye on those, but yeah, that Scott City Hoisington game, interesting that it's going to be pushed back until tomorrow at 1 p.m. If you're Coach Holting and Coach Brady Keith of the Indians, you go into a locker room where the Greenbacks, a much different locker room than the Indians. The Greenbacks on top 26-6 through one complete half of play. But some things, if you're Coach Holting, I'm sure you've seen in that first half that you'd like to clean up going into the second half. What are those, Kelly?
You know, the first thing you got to do is you got to not turn the ball over. I mean, Pratt's had they turned the ball over down inside Larned's red zone. There was another play we were fortunate not to turn over, so that would have been a couple of fumbles there just in a half. And the other thing we've got to do is we've got to get a little better protection for our quarterback when he drops back to throw. It just seems to me that he is just instantly under pressure, having to scramble to get his feet set to get a pass off. Just not a great pocket to throw out of. And, it seems like the Pratt running game has had success for the most part when they wanted to use it. I think we could be effective at it with it as much as we wanted to tonight. But from Pratt's sideline, we've got to find a way to protect our quarterback and give him time to step into his throws. And then the other thing, we've had some receivers, they've got their hands on the ball a couple times, and we just, there's some catches that have kind of tumbled out of our hands, even though they weren't directly on the money. There's some of those you got to haul in for your quarterback too.
You mentioned it. You said the ground game when we've decided to use it, and the game plan tonight feels like it's there if we need it, but tonight we really want to focus on the air game. Last week they had 289 yards on the ground and not nearly on pace to do that here against the Indians, but it does feel like it's in the back pocket there that at any time if Coach Holting wants to go a possession and just ground and pound it, the Greenbacks would have success doing it. It just hasn't been the game plan so far tonight.
That's right. And it wouldn't shock me to see us come out of halftime here. Pratt's going to get the ball, to see us take the ball and kind of try to march it down the field with our bread and butter running game. Because, you get into a game like this that you feel pretty confident in being in control of, and you want to try some different things. But at the end of the day, this is a game that's building for the season, and you want to go into next week against a Chaparral team that I don't think is overly good, but you never know, and then Collegiate the next week, and so you keep that knife sharpened, if you will, with the stuff that makes you your money, which is our ground and pound run game.
And if you're Coach Brady Keith and the Indians, you take a little bit of momentum going into that halftime mark, scoring late there in that first half to finally get on the board and make it the 26-6 ball game that it is. So I feel like if you're Coach Keith and this Indians team, you've got some things to point to and some areas to come out this second half with a little bit of energy and think that, hey, if we can get one more score on the board, then it's a two-possession ball game. A lot to ask for against this Greenback defense that has shown pressure all night long. Miller, you mentioned Poor not having a lot of time to drop back and pass. Well, you flip the side and look at Miller for the Indians. He hasn't had any time. Morrell coming from the backside. You've got Gatlin that's been putting a lot of pressure on him. Wilson's been doing a good job in the middle of that defense. So this Greenback defense, it really feels like this second half is going to come out and continue that pressure.
Yeah, and, when you're Larned, they've kind of shown us in the first half they're really struggling to run the football, especially wide. They have zero ability to run the ball wide on us. They've run it between the tackles just a little bit at times. And so when you can't run it wide and you're limited between the tackles, you're obviously back to passing. Well, then the defense knows you're passing and they're coming hard after you. Keith has thrown a couple of decent balls, but for the most part, the passes haven't been pretty and kind of been out in the flats and overthrown and stuff. So, that Larned offense just not quite sure which way to go at the moment. But, again, credit to the Pratt defense for putting them under pressure as well.
1:35 left here in this halftime. We'll take one more break and be back with second half action here on Thunder Country.
At Buckland Tractor and Implement, we know that teamwork and dedication are the keys to success, both on the field and in the field. Just like the Pratt Greenbacks, we strive for excellence in everything we do. Whether it's top-of-the-line John Deere equipment or exceptional customer service, we are here to support our community. From tractors to combines and everything in between, BTI has the tools you need to get the job done right. BTI is proud to be a part of this community and to support our local football team. Together, we're stronger. Visit BTI and see how we can help you achieve your goals.
Are you a sports fan looking for a great place to grab a bite to eat? Look no further than Legends Cafe, located in Pratt, Kansas, on Highway 54. Legends is open 6 days a week and serves up mouth-watering burgers, fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, and much more. And don't forget about their daily specials. Legends is proud to support Greenback sports and all the local teams. So whether you're celebrating a big win or just need to refuel after the game, Legends has you covered. Come on down to Legends, and we'll take care of the rest.
Welcome back as we close out the Uptown Cafe Club DS halftime show here on Thunder Country. It'll be the Greenbacks set to return when we start play. Still a few more seconds before everybody takes their respective positions, but we said it during the break there. This light show that the Indians have here on this Earl Roberts Stadium, it is impressive. It makes me jealous. Not too many times do we go to opposing facilities as Zerger Field is as good as they get.
Our favorite,
That's
obviously.
our favorite, hands down. But, there's bits and pieces when you go places that you'd sure love to maybe bring home with you to just enhance that Greenback experience. And they've definitely got it here. The light show that they put on after touchdowns or coming out of half when their players take the field, definitely neat to see, especially when the sun's completely set and it's all dark out. A great atmosphere here for the hometown Indians and their players. So neat to see. It'll be the Greenbacks set to return as they won the toss in the beginning of this ball game, elected to defer. It was the Indians that opened this ball game up, if you remember, with that tough field position. So it'll be the Greenbacks coming out of the halftime mark, and we'll get a chance to get their offense back on the field and answer for that touchdown that the Indians were able to close out that first half with. See what type of halftime adjustments were made by both Coach Holting and Coach Brady Keith. Coach Keith in his third year here at Larned in his tenure. A young team really trying to build something here in Larned, Kansas.
Not a lot of numbers for Larned. What do they got, 25, 28 guys probably?
Yeah, give or take. You look across the field and see the Greenback sideline, and, the numbers much more for the Greenbacks. All set to go here in the second half.
26-6. Pratt leads this one.
Looks like Bentley Nelson set to kick off for the Indians. And we are underway. A kick that rolls down to the 35-yard line and wisely just fallen on by the Greenbacks as that was spiraling. Tough one to handle, and Max Timmish does a good hands on it and falling on that, not giving the Indians a chance to get downfield and possibly come away with a recovery.
It was a good play by Timmish there. Sometimes you get to that second level and the defense is coming down on you. You can try to do too much with that ball. Get the ball in possession, get your offense on the
queen phase of where once it goes by you, you assume the guy behind you is going to get it. The guy behind you thinks,
give us the ball. Let's start our offense.
Greenback offense is out on the field. It'll be Liggett and Poor in the backfield, and they're going to come out throwing. Poor a three-step drop, looking downfield. Caleb Strong in the middle of the field, across the 30, the 20. No one will catch him. Touchdown, Greenbacks. The biggest play of the night to open up the second half. Poor to Strong on a strike.
That didn't take long.
No, it did not. We wondered if they'd come out and ground and pound to establish some physicality in this second half. And as always, Coach Holting keeping us guessing here in the booth.
He had Strong a couple times early in the game just out of his reach. It just took a couple throws to get that dial down, and much better for Poor to step up and throw into. Made a difference.
A great combination of a perfect route ran by a perfect ball thrown by Creston Poor. Greenbacks will come out and try for the Going to cut it up the field now and in there for 2. So the Greenbacks 8 early points, only 11 seconds off of that board. A one-play drive, the 66-yard strike from Porta Strong, and you've got yourself a 34-6 ball game. You always have questions coming out of half. That right there is answers.
Yep.
So it'll be Indian ball after the Greenbacks only need one snap to drive it 65 yards down the field. And that play would have been good from 95. Once Strong caught that ball, no one was catching him. He was already past the secondary of the Indian defense.
You know, Larned content tonight to just man up our receivers and play them tight. And if you're going to play like that, I mean, that's a high-risk, high-reward defense there. And if you get one over the top, there's nobody left behind you.
I've said it all season long. Boy, it's tough to out-athlete us. When you stack up athlete for athlete against the teams that we have played and that we will play, up and down this roster that the Greenbacks have, they've got more athletes than a lot of the schools you're going to see.
A lot of athleticism, a lot of speed. If you remember, we have 3 of the 4 legs of the state champion 4x4 meter 400-meter relay on our team. That always helps.
So the Greenbacks out to kick off now. Tebow on the kick and back deep to return for the Indians. It will be Regan and Cole Glazier. And a deep kick down the middle of the field from Tebow is going to bounce at the 8-yard line and finally roll into the end zone as, it was Kobe Lang back there to return for the Indians. So it'll be a touchback on the kickoff. And the Indian offense now will make their first appearance here in the second half with 11:49. And if they were hoping to come out and answer first to try to close that gap, the Greenbacks came out and maybe silenced those questions.
You bet.
Now we'll see how aggressive this Greenback defense continues to be. Morrell on the end here near side. Cameron Cox coming out to pick up this twins formation of the Indians. Regan in motion. Pitch it to him. He'll throw it up, and underneath it, Roop, almost the interception. Another underthrown ball. Boy, we've seen that a couple times from the Indians.
Yeah, open again. He just needs to step into it and throw it. He's putting too much air under it. Thank goodness for us. Roop came over and kind of closed that down, but the Larned receiver had some gap there.
And again, I don't know if that ball got tipped in the backfield. It was kind of an end-over-end pass, a tough one to catch if you're Roop. .11:45 to play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Indians after the incomplete pass that nearly resulted in another interception for the Greenbacks. Quad formation once again for the Indians. Miller under center. The pitch out wide and a nice grab by Kobe Lang just to haul that ball in. The pitch a little wide, and he had to go out with one hand to keep that in. Be a loss on the play as he was tackled as soon as he got that ball. A loss of 5 will bring up 3rd and 15. Indians going left to right on your radio dial, and they're backed up in their own territory. This Greenback defense, season opening here. Trips to the far side. Miller and Cole Glazier in the backfield. Miller, 3-step drop now looking to go far side. The slant route not there. The out route by Kobe Lang. Ball just a bit overthrown, and a quick set of downs for the Indians will bring up 4th and 15. Only 50 seconds ran off the clock.
When it just seems like every time Larned's punted tonight, if Pratt didn't block it, boy, they got close. In fact, a couple they felt like we should have blocked and didn't. So this could get interesting here for the Larned punt team.
Saw the big return from Caleb Strong to set up the touchdown in the second quarter. Now Strong and Cox back near the 50-yard line to return. Kick up, a high kick. Not going to get much yardage. Takes a bounce at the 28 and a Greenback bounce back near the 27-yard line. So a punt of maybe only a net 12 yards for the Indians. Going to set the Greenbacks up with great field position here with 10:51 to play in this third quarter. And will have a chance to possibly put another one on the board. Greenback offense will break the huddle. Morrell tight end here on the near side. No wide receivers split out wide. Timish a hand in the turf, and Leggett and Poor in the backfield. Leggett going to keep it far side, has some room, now racing for the corner. Can he break it outside? Tackled just outside the 10-yard line. Chased down after a gain of 14. It'll be enough for the Greenback first down. And they'll spot him at, looks like the 11-yard line.
Nice hole there by the Pratt offensive line. From our vantage point here, we could just see right up that tunnel that Liggett had to run through, and obviously with his speed made the most of it for a first down there.
So the Greenbacks 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line, inside the BTI green zone here. Another packed backfield for the Greenbacks. No spread formation here. Now Beach goes out in motion, setting up the screen backside to Morrell. He's got it, now cuts back inside, looking for an avenue, still cuts it back and brought down near the 5-yard line. Looked like it was there when he caught it, and then the Larned defense caught up to it a little bit after reading it. Morrell not able to get to the outside, had to force it back in, and that Indian defense able to catch back up to it and bring him down at the 6-yard line.
It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 6. 9:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Pratt leading 34-6.
Now Morrell in the backfield alongside Poor to his left. Haven't seen him there yet tonight. We've seen him with some carries throughout the season. He'll get one here. Looking right side, cuts it back left, lowers his shoulder for a gain of 4. And it'll be brought down inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 3-yard line. So 3 yards to the goal line, 2 to pick up the first down. Breeze starting to pick up here in Larned, Kansas. We mentioned some of those storms just to the east of here that were affecting some of those other ball games. Once again, Morrell and Poor in the backfield. See if the Greenbacks run the same play. They do. Snap to Morrell, follows his blockers right side, trying to lean that long frame into the end zone, and he does. Touchdown, Arlie Morrell. 8:38 to play here in the third quarter. And
Not
the Greenbacks,
a lot of running room there. Morrell just kind of pushed that one in.
Yep, just used his strength and his size to move that pile forward and fall ahead, and it puts the Greenbacks on top 40-6. And now Tebow will come out for the extra point. The extra point would make it a 35-point ball game to put the running clock into play. Snap good, hold good, kick is
there
good.
There you go, Levi. Attaboy.
41-6, your score after the Greenbacks go 4 plays, 26 yards, and 2 minutes and 14 seconds to tack another one on the board. We'll be back with more Greenback football here on Thunder Country.
Tonight's Greenback action is brought to you by Doug Ray Chevrolet, your #1 new and #1 pre-owned dealer in all of South Central Kansas. At Doug Ray Chevrolet, we provide you with a great buying experience plus an award-winning service department, which means you can depend on us for all your automotive needs, whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs. From the moment you walk through our doors to the time you drive off the lot, we're here to make sure you're satisfied every step of the way. We're still doing business your way right here in Pratt, Kansas. Doug Ray Chevrolet, proud to support Greenback Athletics.
When it comes to your health, trust Grace Clinic and Urgent Care in Pratt, conveniently located at 920 East 1st Street. Grace Clinic proudly serves Pratt and the surrounding area. Family nurse practitioner McKaylee Kirby provides primary care, urgent care, and sports physicals, and is accepting new patients and walk-ins. Open Monday through Friday, except Tuesdays, from 8:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to noon. Call 620-388-3086 today. That's Grace Clinic and Urgent Care, caring for your family close to home.
Welcome back to Greenback football. The Greenbacks coming off of an Arlie Morrell touchdown, 8:22 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and a big kick return by the Indians will set them up in good field position, and it looks like they may tack on
15-yard horse collar.
15 yards, and, you know, it was pulled from the jersey. I'm not sure on that horse collar if the jersey counts or if you've got to get the hands underneath the shoulder pads or if it's just any tackle from behind. That definitely looked like one there.
It seems like anymore if there's any sort of a jersey pull down, you're going to probably get called for the horse collar tackle.
So the big return, 15 more yards will be tacked onto it, and the Indians will set up this possession inside Greenback territory on, see where they come to rest with this ball. The 39-yard line on the near hash is where they'll start this possession. Now the clock will be running. We mentioned that before the extra point. The successful extra point by Tebow makes it a 35-point margin. Greenbacks 41, Indians 6. So the Indians running out of time. Cole Glazier, counter up the right side. Titus coming in, trying to deliver a big hit there, just missed. Cole Glazier, a nice pickup of 7. Bring up a 2nd and 3.
That penalty moved the ball down there, and combined with that run, Larned on the Pratt High 32-yard line here.
Greenback defense. That kick return was a 37-yard return by the Indians that set this drive up. Yeah, you tack on that 15, and you don't have to go far from there. And early movement looked like it may have been by the Indians, and it is a false start. So after the gain from Cole Glazier, 5 yards will back him up and turn it from a 2nd and 3 now to a 2nd and 8. Trying to put together a clean drive here. Again, that front four on the Greenback defense has just done a great job tonight. Beach, Morrell, Wilson, and Josiah Schmidt really anchored that defense down. And again, Cole Glazier trying to run into it and nowhere to go as he's met by Beach and Wilson up the middle. Coming in to clean things up, Kyler Barker. 6:18 and counting here in the third quarter.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8 for the Indians. Well, we've seen them at times have success throwing the ball, but other times it's just not
all
there.
Over the place. Yeah, it's either a nice throw or it's missing by 10 yards. It's real
Cole Glazier will go in motion. The pitch out wide, cuts it back, has some room, runs into Barker. Going to be close to the first down, depending where they spot it. It's going to be just shy. A 6-yard pickup from Cole Glazier, going to bring up a 4th and 1 here for the Indians. Coach Keith, no hesitation. Got to send in a play and go for this.
Now, last time they were at 4th and 1 here, they ran a quick quarterback sneak. We'll see if they do it again or if Pratt maybe learned anything from that.
See if the Indians try to get the Greenbacks to jump off sides. Haven't seen a hard count all night. Spread formation for the Indians. Miller under center, sends a man in motion. The give to Cole Glazier, tucks his head, goes off center left side, and picks up the first down.
David Cole Glazier on the run. His yard is good for the Indian first down.
Carey's going to take us down inside 5 minutes in the third quarter. Pratt leading 41-6. Larned driving the ball here almost to the Pratt 27-yard line.
Well, as quick as Pratt was able to score on that first possession, Indians trying to keep it out of the offense of the Greenbacks here, stringing together a good drive, and if you can have it result in points, even better if you're the Indians. Trips to the near side. They'll send Cole Glazier in motion. The wide pitch out. Morrell chasing him down, gets him in the backfield around the hips and brings him down for a loss of 4. Boy, Morrell having a great game.
You know, Larned ran that wide pitch at the late flag. I don't know on whom. Looked like
got a flag again at the end of the play here.
Somebody else, it looked like.
Some jawing by both players. Not sure. Haven't seen a signal yet. They're going to be offsetting fouls, unsportsmanlike on both teams. So those two penalties will offset. It'll be 2nd down for the Indians, but a great play by Morrell on defense. Getting back to the actual play there. Got in the backfield, able to bring Cole Glazier down for a loss of 5. Be Miller in the shotgun. Fakes the give to Cole Glazier, dropping back, looking across the middle of the field. Some contact, and there comes the flag. The pass intended for Tristan Regan. Looked like he came down with it, and a flag on the play as well as the cornerback for the Greenbacks. Maybe they're just a bit too early.
Now on that there, Cody, assuming that's pass interference is what we're thinking, is that a automatic first down from there?
You know, the rules differ so much from NFL to college to high school that I'm not sure. And since it was a complete pass, and you've got a conversation with the white hat here and the coach out on the field, I don't know if they're going to say that was an incomplete pass. And they're going back, so they're going to walk it off from the original line of scrimmage and rather accept the penalty than the result of the play, as the penalty is going to be a 15-yard penalty and give the Indians
an automatic first down. There's our answer. So rather than 1st and 15, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Indians on the 18.
And the bad news is if you're the Indians, that discussion and that process took 90 seconds off of the clock, is the running clock does not stop
just keeps going
for any of that. So trips to the far side now, back to play. Miller in the shotgun formation, going to drop back. Pressure coming from the backside. Takes a shot in the end zone. Nearly brought down once again by Regan, but double coverage by the Greenbacks. Looked like Strong and Titus both there on the coverage. Pass falls incomplete.
Titus is Strong ran on coverage for the Greenbacks.
And that was one of those passes. A nice ball from Miller.
Yeah, better
thrown at the right spot. Just into double coverage. A tough catch for Tristan Regan. Clock under 2 minutes now as Miller under center. Cole Glazier in the backfield to give. Up the middle, nowhere to run. And that's been the story all night when the Indians have tried to run right off the center's hip. Just runs right into the body that is Josiah Schmidt that time. It'll be 3rd and 10. Ball spotted at the 18-yard line, right in between the hashes with 1:33 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Greenbacks lead at 41-6, your score. The Indians with the longest time of possession tonight on this drive. Now maybe a blitz coming from the outside for the Greenbacks. Miller keeping an eye on it, picks it up. DeMuth coming in, forces him out of the pocket. Has to throw, nearly picked off on the far side of the field. It looked like number 23 there. Don't see a 23 on Pratt roster.
Maybe 21, Roop.
It was either Roop or Cameron Cox, number 13. Came diving in on that play last minute to break it up. Nice play.
Coverage for the Greenbacks.
That incomplete pass doesn't stop the clock, as we've said. That takes us down under a minute in the 3rd quarter.
The Indians may be able to get one more play off before we head to the 4th quarter. Clock ticks under 40 seconds and a 4th down here for the Indians. 4th and 10. Greenbacks trying to keep them out of the end zone. Ball spotted on the 18. Need to get to the 8 to pick it up. Man in motion comes Lang. Pitch out, not there. Has to get rid of it quick as Miller hit hard in the backfield, and a big hit out in the flats as Lang took one as well. Laying the hit on Lang was Luke Gatlin, and DeMuth putting the hit on Miller in the backfield to close out this 3rd quarter. Greenbacks lead at 41-6 as we head to the 4th. We'll be back with more Greenback football here on Thunder Country.
The quarterback counts on his O-line for protection in the pocket. In Pratt, you can count on me, Jamie Roach, your Farm Bureau agent, to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. We are here to handle all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies. Talk to me, Farm Bureau agent Jamie Roach, today. We can help protect what matters most.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Clear, comfortable vision is one of life's greatest blessings. At Maydew Tebow Optometry, Doctors Troy Maydew, Seth Tebow, and Andrew Piester are committed to helping you maintain healthy eyes and clear vision. Prevention and early intervention are the keys to your eyes, providing that clear and comfortable vision your entire life. Regular comprehensive eye examinations are essential in identifying conditions that can damage your sight. Call us at Maydew Tebow Optometry for an appointment today or visit us at maydewtebow.com.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter, folks, and we have got news that I've never had to deliver here on the air in what would be the fourth quarter coming up. We just got an announcement over the loudspeaker that the administration has said weather is now moving into the area here in Larned, Kansas, and the rest of the game has been canceled.
Called off.
So both teams have headed to the locker room. And never seen this before. We were talking about the Scott City and Hoisington game earlier that was suspended due to weather, and now it's the Greenback game here. So at the end of the fourth quarter, the score was 41-6. Greenbacks on top, and a statement from the administration here over the PA sent both teams to the locker room. And haven't looked at the radar here, but does look like
it's a
there
little
may
closer. I think, Cody, what's probably going on here is we got a running clock going on. It's a 41-6 game. The weather is somewhat encroaching, so it was probably made in the skies of, hey, safety, and the game is not in contest anymore. Call it off and let's go home.
So they are getting everybody out of the stands here quickly with that storm coming, and unfortunately, we'll have to wrap it up pretty quickly here as well. But before we do, so 41-6, your final score after 3 complete quarters of play. And that takes us into the Maydew Tebow Optometry postgame show much sooner than what we had expected. We'll give you some stats for the Greenbacks after they come away with a convincing win here on the road to go to 2-1 on the season. They'll be back on the road next week against Chaparral. And for the Greenbacks, they finished with 145 yards through the air. Creston Poor 7 of 14, 2 touchdowns. Cade Liggett on the ground had 102 and 1 touchdown. You look at total team stats, the Greenbacks finished with 230 yards of total offense. We mentioned 145 of that coming through the air, 85 of it on the ground. And the Indians, not quite as productive. Only 5 first downs on the night, only 85 yards of total offense. The Greenback defense, to me, the spotlight tonight was that Greenback defense. We knew the offense would have a little bit of success with what we'd seen on film and the athletes and the personnel maybe that was going to match up. I thought the Greenback defense did a great job tonight.
Yeah, they didn't allow Larned to do much at all. You know, there was just a little bit of success through the air at odd times for Larned. They didn't run the ball well at all, and Pratt's defense was able to make tackles, especially wide, and put their quarterback under pressure. And really, outside of a couple of odd plays here and there, Larned was unable to sustain any offense at all.
So the Greenbacks come away with a big win here on a long-standing rivalry. We talked about it in the pregame show. 1941, the first matchup between these two schools. And 2025, it's the Greenbacks that come away with the win, 41-6. We'll get straight to our awards. And instead of taking a break and coming back to those like we traditionally do, is we are getting the signal that we need to pack up as well. So let's start with the Timmish Electric player of the game. When you look up and down tonight, a couple players had big nights for the Greenbacks, and you look Poor, 7 of 14, 145's multi-touchdown night from in the pocket, throwing 2 touchdowns. Liggett had another big night, 100-yard night for him on 11 carries, had a touchdown. Morrell had the defensive touchdown early in the game to really set the tone. Caleb Strong had a great night receiving, only 2 catches, but 89 yards and 1 touchdown on that long 66-yard strike to open up the second half. So a lot of candidates here, Kelly, when you're talking player of the game. Anyone sway your decision one way or the other?
You know, if it was me, I thought the catch right at the start of the second half that Strong made was about the cleanest play we'd run all night. Nice throw from Poor. Caleb catches it in stride and runs it right into the end zone. It was a really slick-looking football play. Add that to his other. He's got almost 100 yards receiving. That'll do it for me.
Caleb Strong, your player of the game. Moving on to the Mead Lumber hit stick of the game. We were talking about had we seen one coming out of half, and right before this quarter ended and the game ended, Boy, Miller dropped back to pass, and a big hit delivered from DeMuth that forced him to get it out early. 2 big hits on that play. As DeMuth put one on the backfield, and then out here on the corner, a big hit as well. But Landon DeMuth going to take home our Mead Lumber hit stick of the game. Now time for the Farm Bureau Fan of the Game Award. And you look across the way like we usually do, and stands completely empty now as everybody has cleared out. As here, there's more people in the booth with us than there are in the visiting stands across the way, as we've got all the youngins here trying to plead their case in the background for the fan of the game. When you talk about fan of the game, trying to think of the criteria and what we saw tonight through those 3 quarters that would lock it up for anybody. Anybody come to mind, Kelly? As usually we've got full 4 quarters to think about this. This one hit us quick, where we had to come in
quickly here
with the post-game show and hand out these awards a little bit unprepared, as we usually look for them throughout this game. So we better narrow it down. We've got how many we got up here in the booth? I'd say these kids up here in the booth with us, a couple of them been helping us on the broadcast, Cole McAllister and Shay Simon. They took it home week 1. I don't know if they're worthy of 2 weeks
Shay was
in a
saying
row.
Heather Winklepleck was really excited over on the sideline.
Heather Winklepleck, it is always a great follower of whether we're broadcasting, streaming, or listening. So Heather Winklepleck, the award goes to you. Fan of the game. That'll wrap it up for the awards as we move on to final thoughts. We head to Chaparral next week. The Greenbacks will take their 2-1 record on the road and try to make it 3-1 before they head back home for the collegiate matchup on homecoming night.
Yeah, no, that game down at Chaparral is a game that I don't think Chaparral's a real good team. They're probably better than Larned is here. A team you got to show up and play to beat, I think, but a game that I think Pratt will be heavily favored in. It'll be very important to go down there and get that win and then come back home to Zerger for what's a big homecoming matchup against Collegiate. Be curious their results here. They seem to be not quite as strong as they have been in the past, but we're only in week 2, so we'll see what they do the next couple weeks here. Certainly seem human anyways, and so, Pratt came to Larned tonight, took care of business the way they had to. We're going to do it again next week and move on to the meat of our schedule.
You heard it there. That's going to do it for us here on the Maydew Tebow Optometry postgame show live here from Earl Roberts Stadium in Larned, Kansas. Again, the Greenbacks come away 41-6. Your victors move to 2-1 on the season. We'll be back in action next Friday on the road again at Chaparral. As always, thank you to all the fans that tuned in, and thank you to the athletes and coaches out there on the field. I've been Cody Eastis alongside always a Greenback.
The quarterback counts on his O-line, protection in the pocket. In Pratt, you can count on me, Jamie Roach, your Farm Bureau agent, to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. We are here to handle all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies. Talk to me, Farm Bureau agent Jamie Roach, today. We can help protect what matters.